Otherwise she leave and go with another man. You treat them she like if she's an antique. I ignore she every day of the week. Won't spend no time with the woman at home. Every night you gone and leave her alone. You give her a car and you're passing change. Anything she asks you for, you're giving. Expensive clothes and fancy hearing. Despite of all of that, the woman still leaving. But let me tell you about woman, and this is a fact. It's true one all of that. But even if you give them half of the wall, them still want somebody to rock them soul. What she want is bring a ding ding in the ting-a-ling. What the girl really need is bring a ding ding in the ting-a-ling. Give her good, give her plenty. Bring a ding ding in the ting-a-ling. Don't be the one to be sorry. Bring a ding ding in the ting-a-ling.
Body's in control of me water. And if you think I tell a lie, bring your daughter. Oh Lord, she body's in control of me water. And if you think I tell a lie, bring your daughter. Ooh, oh, somebody give it. 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 Bumpsy setting the trend now. When them jamming the party, teasing up on the men now. When them jamming the party, big smile when you're hitting the party. All bumps are looking so heavy. All kinds in the session they rolling. Good Lord, the men now them saying, when I look at she body, 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 don't ask them to cool it down. Break, 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 break. So inviting, I jump in line and fall behind of it. When I look at the body, 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 ooh, oh, somebody give it. Ooh, oh, somebody give it. Ooh, oh, somebody give it. Ooh, oh, oh gosh, round and round like a passion. When them jamming the party, men just watching the motion. When them jamming the party, sexy, all the girls them a know it, but still them are ready to show it. All kinds in the session they rolling. Good luck, the men now them saying, when I look at she body, when I look at the body, when I look at the body, when I look at the body, don't ask them to cool it down. Break, 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 break. So inviting, I jump in line and fall behind the wall. When I look at she body, when I look at the body, when I look at the body, when I look at the body, oh, oh God.
Now this is the original dancehall soca come to make you move all over. So go on, fetch because enough niceness about ya.
Back to the future. Back to the future. Boom 1069 gives you 15 minutes of the biggest throwbacks.
You better dig me calypso. You better dig me calypso. You better dig me calypso.
You better dig.
This calypso beat is hot and sweet. My calypso beat is extra sweet. Guaranteed to groove, guaranteed to make you move, guaranteed to grind, guaranteed to make you whine all the way, all the time.
You better dig me calypso. You better dig me calypso.
You better dig.
Calypso sweet and groovy, calypso make you boogie, calypso make you get down. The true get down. You don't like it, don't knock it. But if you like it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it, dig it.
Calypso not there, calypso not there, calypso not there.
I was about to sing along to the party. I was just about to sing along to one of my favorite parts, you know. Yeah. One of my all-time favorites, you know. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What better way to be waking up than to be tuned into some good old school vibes, soca vibes. on your favorite radio station. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, one and all. Good morning, wherever you at. Let's hoping that you had a great night last night. A blessed night last night. Waking up to a beautiful morning this morning. We got some showers, intermittent showers coming down early in the morning. We're going to make most of that during the day today. Top of the morning to all the farmers in tune with us. The vans on the roads already. Good morning. Whatever profession you call work, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. The students, good morning. It's exams season. Good morning. The final term for this year. Good morning, all your morning. Online, all your morning. Oh, every single one of y'all. Good morning. Mary morning. Ann. Antonia. Let me see. Veral is inside. Veral morning, Veral. Let me see who else. Kenley Shortmost morning, my brother. Fuginosian and this morning, please. Oh my God. No. See another come inside. You matter what? If there's one person I look forward to having a healthy discussion with, whether on air or in person over the years, whether it is politically based or otherwise, Sian, I always look forward to having a conversation with Sian. One of the persons who I know don't carry feelings, so whatever it is we discuss, who gets upset, get upset. That's all right. We throw water on that and we move on. See, and don't carry feelings like some of them. All right, so it's all right. Yeah, Sian definitely will be inside this morning. I can tell you that. All right. Don't worry yourself. Jacqueline, good morning. Crystal, good morning. Max, morning. Buenos dias, George. Morning. Let me see. Max says, my night was bad. I dreamt I voted for Max, that was not bad night. That like a nightmare, brethren. Oh my God. I could picture you jumping out of your sleep, screaming and all. Hey, morning. Hey, we have life. So, I mean, that in itself is a blessing. All right, good morning. So we are getting ready to head over inside 7 o'clock. We might probably start off with a little bit of carnival. You know, we've seen, we've heard of some improvements as it relates to Vincy Mass. So we probably start there and then we build it up. All right. Of course, we're going back down to the Southern Grenadines. We ain't leave from that yet. We might more than likely make a stop at the port, the new port in Kingston. I'll probably make a quick stop there as well. Laurel, good morning. Morning, Laurel. Welcome aboard, OMG. On a Wednesday morning, DJ Shady, Fugitive, we inside, and we're going to be keeping you company up until 10 o'clock this morning as we ensure that you get road ready for Vincy Mass 2025. It's 7 o'clock. Let's do this, and we come right back.
Back to the future. Boom 1069 gives you 15 minutes of the biggest throwbacks.
Party jumping.
OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 1069. Vincy, feel that power. The road is calling.
Wanna make some noise right now for my play?
We're talking Rise Soca, the energy that lifts you, the sound that moves the crowd.
Only one alone can put fire back in the soul.
This is Road Ready. Get every Fed update, every essential track, every vibe you need for the Bacchanal right here. Boomsy Mass is live. Get Road Ready with the undisputed source for the streets. Only on Boom 1069. Don't just hear the Fet, be the Fet.
Walk out.
I want you to walk out. Walk out. I want you to walk out. Cause I ain't holding your hand. They did warn me about you. I didn't believe them. They tell me that there was problems, but I just didn't see them. Your flags was right there in front of my eye red, but I was still not blind. But the way that you slip and you slide inside of my life, I want you to go, go, pack up your things and go, 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 move from in front my door, go, go, pack up your things and go. The way that you slip and slide inside my life, take my advice and start to walk on my life. Your little dirtiness, your little nastiness, your little freak. I want you to walk out my life. Your little dirtiness, your little nastiness, your little freak. I want you to go, bye bye, go, bye bye, go. I want you to walk out, go, bye bye, go, bye bye, go. I want you to walk out. When we started dating, girl, you was the sweetest thing. You cook, you clean, you wash. You had me deep in my feelings, but I guess all this was a show. I would do anything for you. Now you give me every single reason why I shouldn't love you. I want you to go, go, pack up your things and go, 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 move from in front my door, go, go, pack up your things and go. The way that you slip and slide inside.
I feel I could take a dance with my lover in the middle of the road, but everywhere I look now is pressure. So give me something to ease me soul, cause we need a healing. And when you check the situation, from since I was small eyes are so common. That type of feeling, when you need some motivation, this thing could bring down the rain and the thunder. You see when the soca calling, they give me powers to jump till morning. It's for a rockin' a downtown party, and I'm feeling to love somebody. I know, because I can't wait for the jam in a session. Make my way through the fun. It's me only make it say. I can't wait for the jam in a session. Ease your depression.
I want, cause your pancake is amazing, and your saltfish is the best. Yeah, you're just too sweet, you're just too sweet, girl. In the morning, you just take good care of me. Plus, you're cooking sweet, your food too sweet, girl. When you give me pancake and pork in the morning, you just make me breakfast. You make me breakfast. Love when you make me breakfast. You make me breakfast. You love to make me breakfast. You make me breakfast. See where you make me breakfast. You make me breakfast. Hey, bring the pancake, the pancake. I wanna throw some syrup on the pancake, the pancake, the pancake. And let me put some meat on the pancake, the pancake, the pancake. I wanna throw some syrup on the pancake, the pancake, the pancake.
Don't jump me, don't jump me, don't jump me, don't jump me. When you see me out in the corner, do when you loud, I know when you loud. Don't jump me, don't jump me, don't jump me, don't jump me. When you see me out in the flat, I do when it wet, I don't wanna stress. When the vibration good and the music good, then we keep it good. So now we keep it good now. When the girls whining good and the grinding good, then we keep it good. So now we keep it good now. Don't jump me, don't jump me, don't jump me, don't jump me. When you see me out in the corner, know when you're loud, I know when you're loud. Don't jump me, don't jump me, don't jump me, don't jump me. When you see me out in the flat, I do when it wet, I know what to say.
Nobody to hold me back no more. Leave me alone. I don't have no owner. Nobody to hold me back no more. Leave me alone. I don't have no owner. No owner. No owner. Leave me alone. I don't have no owner.
And if you love fetting, you're going to be loving the vibes inside Vincy Mas 2025 this season. Shaping up to be a great, tremendously great. It's going to be magnificent this season. So we're talking improvements to Vincy Mas. Before we even go there, let me say congratulations to Vincy Heat. Short Mas, I saw you there, my brother. I saw the comment there. Congratulations to Vincy Heat on having a great season so far. And we're going to be rooting for them. We're supporting them. Full 100, win, lose, or draw. We got to big up the team. We've seen the improvements. I mean, they suffered defeat, a 2-1 loss to Puerto Rico in the away game last evening. That's all right. It was a really good game nonetheless. They went out and they performed valiantly, and we support them. Even though they didn't triumph. All right, we still give them the love, we still give them the support. Full 100. 7:20 coming up. We're gonna be talking with Mr. Samuel from Pro Tools and Pro Rentals, Pro Paint. Pro Tool Rentals and Pro Paint. This morning at 7:20. Sian will be coming inside at 8:30 this morning, so definitely look forward to that. Carnival, persons who use wheelchairs or have other mobility considerations, senior citizens as well, you don't have to worry this Vincy Mas about getting into the CDC promoted events. You know, you don't have to worry about the access. All right? The rush. You don't have to worry about standing in the line at your age and fighting up with the youngsters to go get a ticket. All right? We had some great news that came out yesterday from a little press conference that was held, a little meeting that was held between the Carnival Development Corporation and the police. And they also shared a bit of information, vital information. All right, so persons like senior citizens and persons who need wheelchair access, you don't have to worry this season getting into the Victoria Park for CDC events. That's great news. That's wonderful news. Welcoming news. All right. We know that at present we don't have wheelchair access at the Victoria Park. So it is definitely good looking out by the team down at CDC for even considering the need to implement such. All right, senior citizens, we're being told that it would be easy access for you to get in. You don't have to be in the rush. You can avoid the rush. And easier access will be provided for you as well. Great stuff. All right. Big up to the CDC. Big up Rodney, Ezzy and the team. Continue the great works. We also heard something that a number of persons have been calling for over the years. Even Winston So-So. God bless his soul. Gone on to the great beyond, one of my favorite ones. He even called for longer jamming. Leave the bands them on the road until midnight. You remember that song? Great news. There have been some extensions to the times as it relates to the street bars, for example. Now, I have a few questions in that regard. One or two concerns. Right? Let me see. We have a little time. Not too sure if you have seen the article. There's an article that came out via Eyewitness News where some of this information was shared. Monday Jam extended to midnight. Street bars to open 24 hours. I don't think I heard any mentions of Juvie. Another extension. We extending Carnival up until the Sunday following Vincy Mas, the official 12 days, 10 days. We've extended it now to July 13th because I know that there are one or two rural events that will be taking place that weekend. So good stuff. Those of you who come in and you have your vacation days to be utilized, you could utilize them right here in St. Vincent during Vincy Mas. So you don't have to worry yourself about leaving after Wednesday because everything done and you're going to be bored, so you're going to leave. No. You could stay here up until the weekend. And when you leave from there, you could probably go head over to St. Lucia. They'll be doing their do. Alright? Just letting you know. But one of the concerns is, I think I saw somewhere where in the past, the street bars, they were allowed to strike up from around 9 o'clock. And what we're getting now is that they can now get started from 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And they are allowed to, let me see. Well, they will be allowed to operate for 24 hours. When it comes to Vincentians and partying, we have to be explicitly clear. Because this operating for 24 hours, we could run into some problems if we are not clear with what is being put out. And I'm thinking that that is a discussion that we will have sometime in the future with the CDC. All right? Because one of the first questions that would pop in, what about the businesses? When we say street bars, you know the first thing that would come to mind is Heritage Square. Operating for 24 hours means what? That they can open because they usually open, they don't close. So the only difference that the operating for 24 hours means to me, or my interpretation of that, is they will be allowed to play music during those 24 hours. What would be the time constraints during those 24 hours? Music would be allowed to play when? We need to be clear on that. Because they usually operate for 24 hours in any way. In any case, they have been operating for 24 hours, most of them, without the music. The music element of it is what would get started from around 9 o'clock. Now that would be started up from 5 o'clock, from what we heard. The 24 hours there, does it mean that they would be allowed to play music for 24 hours at their own, they could use their own initiative, they could use some people, when it comes to the privileges that are given, they don't have conscience. So I think we would have to be clear on that part. All right? We would have to be clear on that part and let us know, because there are businesses who operate during these hours in the same areas. We would have to be mindful of that. That's one of my concerns. All right? So, I mean, it's not anything that is a major issue. I'm just putting it out there because we know our people. Once we get the freedom, we're going to take advantage of whatever freedom is given. That's knowledge. Common knowledge. So that's one. Another concern that I have when I saw it. No, listen, I am not taking it in a negative light. Hope you're following me. It's just some concerns. Because I know the next part is the extension on Monday night. That, for me, from my experience, will create some problems. Feel free to chime in if you wanna. The lines are open. You can chime in whenever you feel like. All right, if you wanna. But the Monday for me would create some problems. For Tuesday, if you're paying attention, if you know Carnival and how it works, you give the freedom to go up until midnight. it means then Tuesday, which usually is expected to get started like around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, that will be affected. Somebody want to get inside. Good morning. Hello. Oh, strange. I didn't get it. Let me try this one. Good morning. Hello. Hello.
Good morning, Brother Fuji.
Morning. Welcome.
Let me say
What's up?
Well, let me say this again. No disrespect to you. I'm not disrespecting you. Don't disrespect me. Let me make my view. You make your view. I trust you in that your intention is pure. I have nothing with carnival. I used to get up as a little boy, and my mother wake us up 4 o'clock and tell me we're so excited to go see the mass. You understand? And my mother cooking food and smelling the food because she carrying the food. Daddy don't go that. Daddy don't go it. But, my mother doing that. And so my brothers and them, 4 of us, we go in down to the Victoria Park and we watching the mass. And it's exciting. When we done, they walk us up the, tongue and we will look at the boozy back and so on,
Right.
Carnival is culture. Carnival ain't no jump up and waste out your money and pay stupid, because right now the salary is zero. Because look what they put on. I'm talking this from I look at St. Lucia, Grenada, Dominica. I look at the Carnival and Trinidad. And the people there, the government understand what Carnival must mean. It ain't about no vulgarity. It's about a culture time, bringing in people who could make a little money. And the mass man and the seal band, and you hear anything with seal band, could make a little money. And we use the culture. And other people come here and they see we little mass and we skills. So in just Trinidad alone, that is how we look at it. But the reality is that for me, for years, I'm 63 years old, we must have some extra money, because it must not clash with the food money. It must not clash with the light bill and the water bill and your ability to even to go to the doctor, because right now people can't even buy an aspirin. And try to understand that the purpose of a government is to make sure that cultural session where we could bring in tourists and make dollar. It ain't about a few ULP people and big boys and other things could set up a bar. Julian Francis bar, this bar, you don't have to sell it, and people make money out of it, and people go and waste away the money. We have to organize this. Carnival Committee. Carnival Committee has been struggling with money. And what you have to think about, would you take the last dollar you have to buy medicines in the hospital and put it to mass? Mass must be not primary. It's something that we want, but it cannot go against making sure that you have toilet paper, medicines in the schools, you have the ability to pay workers a proper salary and look after people who, when they get damaged, because we are in a hurricane. And I'm saying here, the way you speak it is like glorious things are coming, because a bar will walk, will go all over the night. I want to see businesses could operate to generate income all over the night. I want to see the crime go down. So I'm saying I'm not here to spoil your show, but think about it. You walk in for $800, you get 2.5% in your salary. You walk in some private places, you can't get that income, and you go on town for drink called $500. Let me tell you something. We have to understand the gravity of what governance means in St. Vincent. It is lost, and only a few handful of people doing well. I am worried again for the young people. My brother, I know them, they live wrong here. And I see them, I see their conduct, I see how they carry on, I see the kind of a disrespect to authorities, to police, to the way they look after themselves. And when you brazen them up, all you're concerned, you're not concerned about giving them work and making sure that, you know how they walk in?
Yes, okay.
Let me ask Walla, you know where they walk coming from?
The thing is, Amo, we have an interview that's 2 minutes late.
God bless you very much. Thank you for a little time. I love you all very much.
I appreciate it. All right,
love you very much.
All right. So we got Pro Tools, rentals, and propanes. They're going to be on the inside with us. Let's do a little bit over there, Shady. And we bring them. Right, yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's do that and we come right back. Keep it locked inside, boom, on a Wednesday morning.
Vincy Mas 2025.
Let's go! Boom 106.9.
1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no money back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different
We
lane.
gon' spin and kill everybody, and we're telling all. Bend that over, let that breathe, shake that. Boom 106.9. Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
How the hell can you not have an orgasm for that?
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon.
Pro Tools, Pros Tool Rental and Services, and Pro Paints. We're going to be talking Sherwin-Williams Paint this morning. Good morning, gentlemen. Welcome inside. I will allow you to introduce yourselves and allow you to introduce who we have online as well.
Yeah. Good morning, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. My name is Roland Samuel, and here with me in the studio is my brother-in-law, my business partner, Dale Olivier, or you better known as Lider. And then we're going to join by Sonia, who is our representative from Trinidad for Sherwin-Williams. She's going to be joining us to talk about preparation before you do your painting.
Okay.
Guys, glad to have you on today.
And it's a pleasure having you inside. Dale, you wanna
Good morning to everyone. I'm excited to be here. Have some good information to share with you this morning.
Okay, good. All right, so shout outs to all the painters. Shout outs to those of you in the construction industry, the homeowners, the business owners who plan on doing some renovating in the near future. We got you. When it comes to paint, we got you. Don't worry yourself. Sonia is online. Good morning, Sonia.
Hi, good morning.
Welcome,
Good morning,
morning.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Morning. You almost sung Vincy there though. I'm your hair regular. Sonia, your hair regular, girl.
Yes, I'm trying.
Welcome. Okay, so talk to me.
Yes, so again, everyone, I'm Sonia from the Sherwin-Williams Company. Thank you for inviting me this morning. The Sherwin-Williams team is so happy to finally have a dedicated dealer in St. Vincent. Roland Samuel and his team, Pros Tool and Pros Paints. Today, I just want to talk briefly about the importance of surface preparation, right? Because paint is only as good as the surface. So while we have the best paint in St. Vincent, in fact, the best paint in the world, right there in St. Vincent, surface preparation is important, right? So why? A lot of people are going to be like, why, if the paint's so good, why do I need to prepare the surface? Well, you see, surface preparation enhances adhesion. So a paint need to stick to the surface that they're applied to, or they will peel and crack. This ensures, by preparing the surface, it ensures longevity of the project and reduces the need for frequent repairs. The second reason is surface preparation eliminates blemishes. So when you prepare the surface, you're actually removing dirt, grime, and stains that can affect the finished product. And this would also ensure that the paint looks smooth, uniform, and has a clean finish that will increase the value of a home. And then, moving on to the third reason, surface preparation prevents mold and mildew. Now, if you go and you paint on a moist surface, it's a recipe for mold and mildew and algae growth. So, surface preparation includes cleaning, drying, and primer application. And paint that is applied to a damp surface will quickly lose its adhesion and peel away. So, therefore, a well-prepared surface reduces the risk of moisture, which can be harmful to home structure. And lastly, what we all want to do, save time and money, right? So, surface preparation helps the clients to save time and money. So, surface preparation is a time and cost saving measure. Poor surface preparation ensures proper surface preparation ensures the longevity of your project. A poorly prepared surface, on the other hand, may require additional coats of paint to cover those imperfections, and can result in very, costly repairs. So again, I need to stress about the importance of surface preparation, because the paint is only as good as the surface.
Definitely. Now, the first thing that came to my mind when you started off with the information about surface preparation and the importance of it. What about how as a homeowner, like a do-it-yourself person,
right?
How do you even begin to where do you start? What are the things that you pay attention to before you even get started? Because most persons, I don't know if it is tradition or just not knowing, just not having the knowledge. Usually as a homeowner, I'm not speaking for myself here, I'm speaking for other homeowners, all right? Other amateurs. You might just go and you just think it's a matter of, all right, I have a green wall. I want probably to change the color to blue. I just go and buy a pan of water paint or flat emulsion or whatever you would call it, and I slap that on there. That's what amateurs would do. I, as a professional, I would ask for help. But what are some of the things that, the ordinary homeowner, what are some of the things that they should pay attention to? Because I'm thinking that surface preparation and so on would be for the experts, would be for the professionals. But as an ordinary homeowner, what do you do? Where do you begin?
As an ordinary homeowner, you also need to prepare the surface. You need to have a look at your walls. You can probably take pictures, take it to pros.
Right.
Experts in St. Vincent now, with the support of the entire Sherwin-Williams team, they will guide the customer. And they would not wait for the customer to ask the questions.
Lovely.
They will ask the customer the questions.
All right.
And guide the customer accordingly.
All right, good stuff. So have no fear. Have no fear. Pro Spins and Sherwin-Williams gonna take care of you, right?
Yeah.
All right then, good.
Thanks.
You want to jump in there?
Thanks, Sonia. Thank you for
you,
that
Sonia.
tip. On the other hand here, preparation could come by getting the pressure washer from us. Pro Tools rent pressure washer.
Okay.
So you can get a pressure washer the wall, make sure the wall is clean, get all that dust off. You can't paint a place if it's dusty.
Correct.
So you need to wash that off, get the surface dry off first before you apply your paint.
But that's outside. What do you do when it's inside?
Wipe it down with a rag or broom, sweep it down with a broom. I does that because I'm in the construction business. That's what I do for a living.
The ordinary
So you take a
homeowner might
broom
just take
and
a
you
broom and
the wall off.
he can look for cobweb, get some dust and then slap the
wall
paint on.
too.
They gonna slap the paint on, my brother. But I'm happy to know that, you can come in with your questions, you can come in with your concerns, and they will be addressed and advice will be given based on the information that is shared. I like that. That is brilliant approach.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are showing Williams, as Lyda would say, we actually, if we don't know something, we'll get it from the professional. That's why our name is Pros.
Right.
Pros represent professional.
Like.
And we want to see things done right. You can
Correct.
talk to me, who have the experience in building and construction. Actually, I've been a contractor for 30-something years in the States, so I'm
Nice.
full of experience. It doesn't mean that I know it all.
Right.
So if something I don't know, I might call Sonia, I might call people above it. You understand me? And it might be you. You might have an
Of
idea
course,
that
it
I
will
don't
be
even
me.
know.
I going to call you. Samo, you know I'm going to call you, Samo. Yeah, but when deciding on, probably not even the color, but the finish that you're looking for, what are some of the things that you should be mindful of? I don't know if Lyda want to jump in there.
So, what you just heard from Sonia is something that we want to take forward. We want to educate the public. We want to educate customers. Right?
That's important.
As a matter of fact, the shop is set up for that purpose. So when you come to the shop, there's seating, right? It's air conditioned. It's we create a comfortable environment
Right.
for you
While you
so
wait.
that we could have a discussion as to
Right.
what project you want to think and what is the best product to use and the accessories and so forth. So the Pro Paints is a spin-off from Pro Tools Rentals. So
Right.
those preparation stuff that you're talking about, we have it at Pro
Ah,
Tools,
nice,
right?
nice. It's
So
like a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Once you decide that painting is what you need to get done, Pros Tools and Pros Paints, one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Good. Location.
So Pro Tools is located in Bile, next to the clinic.
Right.
The number is 457-7767 or 529-4222. And Pro Paint is located in Fountain in Big Deal Complex.
Big Deal Complex, Big Deal. Oh, right,
That's
right,
very
okay.
big.
At
Right.
the side of the gas station.
Right, yeah.
Right, so, and the numbers there are 457-7000 and 497-7000.
Okay. All right. Okay, so there's the painting. I know that it is Carnival now, right? Usually, most persons start thinking about, homeowners mainly. You know, you see the period right after independence, then you start hearing a lot. The commercials by the radio station, you see them on social media. Paint is usually what is being pushed because traditionally a lot of painting goes on around that time.
Yeah.
You guys are out of the block early. What's the mission behind it?
Well, actually, the mission behind this is to get the quality paint out. And we decide we're going to open because we haven't got all our inventory in yet.
Right, okay.
And I was saying, okay, like that, we can't hold this anymore. We had to get started. We had to get it going. So that's why we decided to start at this time. So we will be having, like for instance, you bring in your order. We will have your order ready for if you're waiting for Christmas or whatever. We can get whatever the people want.
Okay, so if you don't have it here on ground, you're saying that
We can get it, anything at all. And also note, Sherwin Williams is just not paint only. We sell flooring, we sell molding, we sell all different kind of stuff. So you come into us, you want good vinyl flooring, any kind of flooring,
Right,
decking,
right.
we sell all that.
Okay, great.
Just to interject, we have the latest technology in terms of the machine. So any color you want, we can mix it.
Oh, that's
right?
important.
And the machine has the ability to mix like the colors for competitors, like Beer, right? Or any other company. If you have the code for that company,
Right.
the machine can match it.
Okay.
And make it
I'm happy that you mentioned the code because that's one of the things that if you go and you're looking for a particular color to match a paint that you already have, the first thing that is being asked, do you have the code information? What happens in an instance where you don't have the code?
Right. Well, we have the color chart.
All
so
right.
you will be able to match as close as possible what's on the chart with your color, and then each color has a code, so you would choose.
Okay, so the machine would assist in that.
One of the things that could eliminate that or make that easier is when we start doing samples. So you can come in, get a sample, take it back.
Right.
But we're not there yet, but that's
something that's there to come. All right. Okay. Good. Now, so let's repeat some of the things that we shared already, like the location, the opening hours, the numbers, the contact information. You're on social media. How is the opening hours? Did I mention the opening hours?
No.
8
okay.
to 4:30 during the week, and 8 to 1
on Saturday. All right.
Numbers again: 457-7000 and 497-7000. Email pros.paints@outlook.com. Right?
And
Okay.
You could Google us too and find location because we have all those things in
Okay,
work.
right.
Working on our website.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, so sooner or later you'll be able to see
Yes.
all that is available at Pros Tools and Rentals and Pros Paint. Pro Paint.
Remember the word pros. If you want anything, pros.
Yeah, let the
Come
pros
to the
handle
pros. Let's take care of you.
Let the
and you will
pros
not
handle.
regret. I want to put something fast here before we go. There was a lady I met in Beckway, and I was talking to she about Sherwin-Williams. And she said, Sherwin-Williams, that's my favorite paint. And she started in the water, explained to me, when you put that paint on, it goes on like a cream. So you think about you creaming your skin with a nice cream. That's the way the paint goes on the water.
All right.
You can't miss
With
that.
the right texture.
With the right texture.
All right, with the right preparation and all of that.
Exactly.
Okay, good. All right, so thank you guys for dropping by. Thank you guys, we appreciate it. Sonia still there? Anything that you want to leave us with, Sonia?
Yes, I just want to tell everyone in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to drop by Pros Paints.
Oh, that's it. Short and sweet.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so Pros Tools and Rentals in Bel Air, next to the clinic, and Pro Paint is on the Fountain Stretch BG Highway in the Big Deal complex area right after the gas station. I think that would be before Logs as well. Right. Okay, I got it. Yeah, after the gas
Thank you,
station.
guys. Thank you. Appreciate St. Vincent. Love you, St. Vincent and Grenadines.
All right, Samu, bless up, Lida. All right, we pay some bills and we come right back.
Are you ready to power up your day?
Have a
Let's go!
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Ain't got no money back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody, and we're telling now.
Bend that over, let that breathe, shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees. Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
How the hell can you not have an orgasm for that?
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft. learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. High Rune next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. High Rune next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips. Beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast, and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Boom 1069 FM is getting you road ready for the Rise Soca concert on July 9th. Stay tuned for the ultimate fan experience.
Plain Talk. Plain Talk with Jumo Thomas.
So much things to say right now.
All you talk now. On OMG.
There he is. I'm just about to say, I'm not seeing Council backstage, but he's there with us, alive and well. He's up front. Good
Okay. Everything is in there. Council, good morning. You hearing me?
Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning, Fuji. Good morning to Shady. Most of all, good morning to your listeners. I want to take on a topic this morning that may not be very popular, but I have long resolved that I am not here for any beauty contests, as Chetty Jagan used to say. Neither he nor I may win any. But I want to take on the issue of our relationship with Taiwan. And if any of us have been following, we will know that the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, particularly Prime Minister Raul Gonzalez, has been insistent that our relationship with Taiwan is ironclad, that our relationship with Taiwan, in fact, last week, he said in a column, we will never break relations with Taiwan. Now, he has to know why he has boxed us in this corner. And many of you may recall that I think it was early last year, he said that our relationship with Taiwan, particularly our debt to Taiwan, is akin to a hook in the gill of the nation, and he dares anyone to try to take it out. Now, I spoke about that then, and I repeat now that in my estimation, that view is damn near treasonous. And at a minimum, it ought to amount to misbehavior in public office. I don't think, certainly, the Prime Minister, if our Prime Minister were the Prime Minister of Barbados, Trinidad, Jamaica, or Guyana, there's no way such a statement would have passed the way it passed. I can't recall a single editorial condemning it in any of our newspapers. And had I not taken it up the way in which I took it up, it probably would have been like a pebble in the pond. But it seems to me that it's a serious issue when a leader says that we would never break a relationship with a country, and that that nation with which we would never break a relationship with has a hook in the gill of our nation. Now, our relationship with Taiwan began in 1981. And at the time when it began, people like me and Raul Gonzalez and others were in what we call the progressive movement then. And Raul Gonzalez would have been prominent as a leader of that movement. I was just a young boy, late teens, and he was one of the prominent persons who had wrongly condemned the Labour Party government of Milton Cato for establishing diplomatic relations with Taiwan. But that's 4 decades ago, water under the bridge. Taiwan is no longer the undemocratic, repressive regime that it was in 1981. So we've come a long way, and we can't hold him for that. Taiwan is now seen as it has all of the democratic bona fides. You know, it has the trappings of what some of us would call bourgeois democracy. And certainly, Taiwan has made exceptional strides economically. One thing we have to understand, sometimes when we look at the strides that some of these countries make, we have to understand that the West saw Taiwan as a showcase. Because remember, Taiwan emerged as an entity, a political entity in the world after the communists led by Mao Zedong and Zhou Enlai and others chased them off the mainland in the victorious Chinese Revolution of 1949. So Taiwan was a showcase, and there was a lot of investments into Taiwan to make it, you know, compare Taiwan to the Communist People's Republic of China. So it has advanced, and it's advanced well. It's a world leader now in microchips and other electronics and so on. But we don't see any of that world leadership in economics, in electronics, anything coming. I can't tell you don't hear, for example, Taiwan offering St. Vincent 200 computers for our secondary school, and they could easily do that. Right? It is true that Taiwan has offered us scholarships over the years. By now, it's probably hundreds of scholarships, and we are grateful for that. They give some budgetary support. You know, I think it's their money that allow us to do the YES program, the SET program. But in the last scheme of things, it's important for us, but those are chicken feed for the Taiwanese. It is true that they have helped us with the bridge at Rabaka. But you would not go to Taiwan and see a bridge like the one that we built at Rabaka. I say that to say, you know, in the ways in which ULP like to say a modern this and a modern that, clearly the bridge at Rabaka, critically important as it is not a modern bridge. Right? So they give us that. They give us the box, which we have across from the Thomas Saunders School, the Ministry of Agriculture, which we know as the library. But you wouldn't go to Taiwan, and if you go into that library at Kingstown, you wouldn't go to Taiwan and see anything like it. You wouldn't go to the US at many of the universities and see anything like it. Right? Because libraries are now more modernized. There are a lot of electronic things in keeping with the technological revolution. But they offered us a box. We are grateful for it. But it is not substantive support. It's not transformative support. So why then do we say that we will never break relations with Taiwan? And to make the point, I want to contrast that kind of support with the support which the Cubans have given us. We don't hear anything about Cuba today. And remember, this is the most progressive government in the world. Well, not in the world, but in the Caribbean. We don't hear anything about Cuba today. But Cuba's relationship with St. Vincent and Cuba's gift to St. Vincent, selfless gift to St. Vincent, began in 1979 after the eruption of La Soufre. Those of us who are old enough would remember when a Cuban ship sailed into Kingston Harbor, filled with humanitarian assistance sent by the Cuban revolutionary leadership. People like Douglas Slater and Bernard Hamilton and Kwame Wickham, who became key functionaries in the state administration in St. Vincent, including Dougie, who went on to parliamentary engage in our politics and so on, were trained in Cuba at a time when they had to leave St. Vincent undercover. The Cubans were offering that kind of assistance. Over the years, the Cubans have offered us hundreds of scholarships. But the last time I checked, it was kicking up towards 400 scholarships in all areas. So it may well be more than what the Taiwanese have offered us. The Cubans did the Vision Now program, which helped to clear the site of hundreds of Vincentians, correct their eyesight, hundreds of Vincentians. They built, they staffed and equipped the diagnostic center at Georgetown, millions of dollars. And you know what is critically important, Fuji listeners, is that in all of that, we don't have a single cent in debt owing to the Cuban government. But with Taiwan, our debt is probably 1/3. Our national debt, which is rubbing up on 3 billion, is 1/3 of that, or close to 1/3 of that, is owed to Taiwan. So Taiwan, in essence, has a parasitic relationship with St. Vincent. And we know from the experience in Grenada, and in fact, the Prime Minister bragged about it, that if we ever think about breaking relations with Taiwan, the Taiwanese would go to court and we would have to pay back all the money at once. And he cites what had happened in Grenada when the Grenadians broke relations with Taipei and established relations with Beijing. Now, none of this is presented in any way in opposition to the Taiwanese. I have no problem, no difficulty at all with the Taiwanese. What I have is the difficulty I have is what I perceive to be an imbalanced relationship between the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the government of Taiwan. I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and he made a point which I think is important. In the past, most countries have diplomatic relations with other countries. I think it is more than shocking that the Taiwanese relationship with St. Vincent is not so much a relationship with the government of people of St. Vincent, but with the government of St. Vincent. And I dare anyone to challenge or question that. The Taiwanese frequently, improperly, do certain things that interfere with the democracy of our country. Their loan policy, when they do it, how they do it, the interventions that they make. So it's clearly a relationship with the government, with Gonzales, rather than with the people. And when you put on balance what the Cubans have offered without us owing them a single cent, and when you understand that the Cuban government, the Cuban economy has been under siege since the revolution of 1959, and when you check in per capita terms, in GDP terms, the fact that Taiwan is vastly more advanced and more economically developed than Cuba. And Cuba gave this selfless, consistent support. Whereas Taiwan, they gave us 2 computers and they have a press conference about it. So our people need to begin to think beyond the trinkets and to see and to ask whether this relationship is in the best interest of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and if it is a relationship that is worthwhile continuing. That's my take for this morning, Fuji.
Thank you, Council. Thank you very much. Have a great day until tomorrow.
Until we meet again.
Take care. Have a good one.
All right.
All right. We
Vinci, feel that power. The road is calling.
Oh, let me make some noise right now from a play.
We're talking Rise Soca. The energy that lifts you. The sound that moves the crowd.
Only you alone could put fire back in the soul.
This is Road Ready. Get every Fed update, every essential track, every vibe you need for the Bacchanal right here. Boomsy Masses Live. Get Road Ready with the undisputed source for the streets. Only on Boom 1069. Don't just hear the Fet, be the Fet.
Souffle Europe, the whole place Europe, like when Souffle Europe, the whole place Europe, boom, we just sit up and we gone, mash it up and we gone, we shell it down and we gone, mash it up and we gone, somebody say, point over soul run, look the ashes a come, point over soul run, look the fire come. Souffle Europe, the whole place mash up, like when Souffle Europe, the whole place mash up, point over soul run, look the ashes a come, point over soul run, look the fire come, point over soul run, look the lava come, point over soul run. We have no gravity, we live it up, everything in the air, me shirt in the air, look me shoes in the air. Mirage in the air, look me drinks in the air, everything in the air. 3, 2, 1, hold back, lift up, defense gone, the best lift up, is the stage gone, the best lift up, all me sense gone, the best lift up, because me head gone. Boom dust, no gravity, we know have no gravity, no gravity, we know have no gravity, no gravity, we know have no gravity, no gravity, we know have no gravity. The place come up, flag and band and I wave it up. Just bust 4,000 raving shots. The whole place is shaking, brave enough. Lift up the whole place and wake it up. One skinny out the general a pace enough. You know like that like a face enough. Go when just bust Camry. Boom, because in a road race. Mash down the whole place, shake down the area. When we reach, because in a road.
This is Skinny Fabulous alongside Sean Beats. Just bust camp, listen.
Everything in the air.
Mother walk.
Shirts in the air. Look me shoes in the air. And so we come to live it.
Welcome inside 8 o'clock in the morning time, OMG, on a beautiful Wednesday morning here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Day number 11 in the month of June. One day closer to Vinci Mas. One day closer to I Love Rum. One day closer to Rise Soca.
No gravity, we know have no gravity, no gravity, we know have no gravity, no gravity.
Shady, this bad.
No gravity, no.
Boy, this bad.
Just
for real. Yo. I don't know, earlier in the season, persons were thinking that, boy, Skinny kind of quiet, boy, what really going on? Boy. Hey. Skinny has some contributions this season. Oh my God. I mean, we're not taking away from what all the other artists have contributed so far. But I mean, in every island there, the big guns, and we all sit and anticipate what we get from the big guns, and we have been getting. Yeah, we have been getting. Hey, I gotta let you know, I gotta let you know, listen, our concert series kicks off from today, this afternoon. Get yourselves ready, we're gonna be heading out to Pair 1 From 4 o'clock this afternoon, we will be broadcasting live from Pier 1 in Villa. All right, catch your favorite artists. They're going to be hitting the stage. After the performances, stick around for the official after-concert lime from around 8 o'clock this evening. So today, tomorrow, Friday, we're going to be heading out to Pier 1, 4 o'clock in the afternoon for the Boom Carnival Concert Series. Friday morning, we bring it live from inside the studios. Watch. We got the lights, we got the cameras, and we bring in action. Non-pack, non-stop, action-pack. Inside live Boom. Listen, Boom is the Carnival station officially. You should know that by now. All right? We ensuring that you are road ready for Vincy Mas 2025. All the fests, all the events, all the happening, all the parties, all the jam session. We got them all right here. Good. Let's go back inside for a little bit. Let me see. We got Sian. Remember, Sian would be inside with us at about 8:30. Max, you could go ahead and link me back up. I missed the call, but you can feel free to jump back inside. Before we even go there, let me say send condolences to Fimba and the rest of the family. Very known son of the soil, contributor to nation building. A true patriot when it comes to representing for country. Not only in Brooklyn, New York City, but across the world. Big up to Honey Boy Bells. Rest in peace, General. Gone on to the great beyond. Max, welcome, my brother. What's up?
Boy, you beat me to the punch. I want to say R.I.P. to my French teacher, Honey Boy Bells.
Yeah. Touch the lot of lights here.
Condolences to the entire family. All me St. Martin's brothers and them. Bonjour, ça va? Ça va bien, merci. Comment t'appelles-tu? Où est-ce que j'ai habité? Honey Boy Bells teach us French. And when Madam Rose, the Venezuelan teacher, if you be see that woman, they mother work. That women alone. When the woman they was
jeez.
Honey Boy Bells used to come and fill in for that woman they, and teach with Spanish. Honey Boy Bells wasn't not only a flamboyant man enough. Honey Boy Bells is the foundation of education. Part of the foundation of education in St. Vincent. So, Honey Boy Bells, rest in peace, but guess what? You're not dead. You live in me. You live in all of my St. Martin's brothers and them.
He touched a lot of lives in St. Vincent, boy. He represented sports, culture, education.
Everything. Everything. And a man, they should have been a national hero, but I gone too. People go say me too far.
But before you go off to Carnival, I don't know if it's just me and how they impacted on my life or my career as a DJ. But anytime I think of one, I think of the other. You see, like, rest in peace, Honey Boy Bells. Soca Jones would come to mind. Rest in peace, Soca Jones. Okay. You see guys like Sharp Moss.
Big up yourself. Sharp Moss is a living legend. And Sharp Moss has seen Vince Supani back in Maryland.
Literally.
Sharp Moss. When I cut in half, because me want to give Sharp Moss the flowers to one time. When Shafiq Maloney was so popular, Sharp Moss say one man tell me about Shane.
My brother.
Sharp Moss say man take money out the pocket and give a girl the first $100.
My brother.
Now them say Sharp Moss say man who say Max we have to help out with sister.
And we ain't talking people business, but Sharp. Listen, the number of lives for artists, entertainers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that Sharp Moss represented for and would go all out to ensure that they're good.
Okay then.
My brother.
Among the money, me with me Sharp Moss give away. Sharp Moss got a rich now and have one of the biggest house at St. Vincent. I ask you, I tell you. Me not talk your business on a Sharp Moss, but I tell people. Among the things, me see and not even mention his time.
There we go.
For jive people here, there and everywhere people come from St. Vincent and make sure they get book show.
Selflessly, yeah?
Book show. And gone here, there and everywhere, see Sharp Moss, and you can see man tired in his face, but he Vince, the blood in his vein, make him man want to push. Sharp Moss big up yourself, he's a living legend. Now, talk to the Carnival now.
Yeah, let me go, Carnival.
Fugitive have never been exciting to come home for Carnival until now. The last time I went home for Carnival was two. Brother, me don't book me ticket, me brother, me remember me a Easter man, me buy a son. April of my month,
all the way.
But the music, Vincent and artists, and Mrs. Iggy, all of them are getting bad funny thing to her, brother.
Always how Rodney Smile. Always how Rodney Smile pushing the carnival. That's why he coming home.
Could be that. Could be that. Or maybe see.
It walk in.
It walk in. But I was about to say something. Me now water down. You think me go keep me talk to myself. Big up Rodney Smile one time and big up the extension of the bars them 24/7 on the road. I don't know if it's because of the political we getting all of this. Me have to say it. Me could not say it. I could not say it.
Stop it.
Because I've been asked them thing last year, before 4 years ago.
I saw, and I honestly, I don't think it has anything whatsoever to do with politics. I don't
so
see.
Ask the question.
I don't see it. In all honesty, I don't see it going beyond 1 year or 2 years. Me personally, I could explain why. I mean, you hear? I could explain why. Now, you see, for example, let's start with Juve, right? I remember a year when Juve, for whatever reason, went up until close to midday. Right? Close to midday in the watch, and non-stop jamming, you know. Tongue pack. But here the repercussion that followed. Right? You see, when it was time now to start the Monday band, the t-shirt bands, and to come on the road for 3 o'clock, what you think happened? 4 o'clock tongue empty. 5 o'clock tongue empty. 6 o'clock now is when people scraping, trying to fight with the last bit of energy to come on the road for 3 o'clock at 6 o'clock.
I see me boy Santana.
You following me?
Santana make the same thing. I see Santana make the same point. There's a valid point because even Carnival Monday into Tuesday, people go tired.
Yeah.
Next thing you see,
the thing with Tuesday now, with the extension on Monday. Now, like I said, I am not looking at it in a negative light. But we have to be concerned, and this is just one part I'm sharing. I'll share the other part. But you see the Monday night going until midnight. Pay attention to the number of persons. Transportation is an issue. Because there are vans who would be on the road, but they might make a one trip. That is it. Thousands of people left wanting to get home, whether it is far leave or a far country, with the intention of reaching these parts to come back in town to play mass 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock the next morning. It will create a problem. Not only that.
Drivers go for adjust.
Well, that's one part. But then look at the cleaning up of Kingston now. When we're going to clean up, because you have to understand that we have to clean it on and make sure that it is ready, and big up to them soldiers that will come out on the road, you know. I don't know how they do it, but they do it. But so when you have to leave room for them to get the things done, because when we come down Tuesday morning and we see that the tongue still in a mess, we're going to cuss and we're going to say nasty, and we're talking about tourism. You understand?
I understand that. No, wait, you know that you say that, Fugitive. I'm appealing to the government. You put aside the sanitation people money for now. So when they work, you go pay them, because school are open soon after Carnival. They go want the money for the school fee, the booklets, the uniform, and the embroidery. Remember that people have sewed the embroidery on the uniform of them. So government, please and thank you.
They might need to hire extra hands.
Well, put the money aside. If I have to do a special project, because Camelo them bad on that, do a special project and tell Parliament, no. Do a special project for that. You can't sign a high money because we know I does do more than one time. You do.
All right,
so I beg you now, for the sanitation people, you put the money aside, please and thank you. And good presentation by council. And I hope people them listening, because it's a lot of intellectuals on the side of the government who of the same opinion as council, because them they brighter than council. I remember when more school and council, and me the same thing council say. I was thinking it, but how much shall we have the gall or have the manhood or have the testosterone to say this not song right? This not song right, but all you sit down and clap.
Hey.
Knowing I like that. So how much are you had the Gary Funa spirit and all if you say, wait, what do you mean by that? Explain to me, Mr. Prime Minister. Hooking again. Anything put a hook in or something, a hunter. When they hunt something, we are hunting for keep them or for eat them and kill them.
My brother, it's a life it's a threat, you know.
Big up yourself.
Bless up. All right then. We got some more coming inside. Remember, it's a perfect timing for Carnival. The Carnival season is fast approaching, and this loan complements Quartz Ready Cash. Could make your experience an unforgettable experience. Use the funds to immerse yourselves in the festivities, book last-minute travel, or create lasting memories at one of the biggest events this year. for Carnival. Quotes, ready cash. Check them out today. Get up to $1,000 in rewards when you sign up for a postpaid mobile plan bundled with internet. Then build your Carnival pack with smartphones, show tickets, Monday band packs, groceries, gas, and so much more. That's not just a chance to win. That's a guaranteed reward just for being a Flow customer. Switch to Flow now. One more. Remember, July 1st, Tuesday, July 1st. If you love rum, come show your true colors, represent for the rum. July 1st, I Love Rum, the event. It's going down at the cruise ship terminal in Kingstown. All right, it's Weird, the House of Rum. Non-stop music, endless vibes, pure bacchanal, rum cups, rum goodies, and so much more. Top local and international DJs, performing artists, bottle deals, and so much more. Keep it locked inside to Boom 1069 to find out ways in which you could win, ways in which you could get in on the action. All right?
Whoa, yo, yo. Just bust and skinny. Boom. I me say not one soul can lift up the dance like we have no gravity, we lift it up. Everything in the air, me shirt in the air, look me shoes in the air. That's how we come to lift it up. Me rocks in the air, look me drinks in the air, everything in the air. 3, 2, 1, hold back, lift up. Defense gone, the best lift up. Peace the stage gone, the best lift up. All me sense gone, the best lift up. Because me head gone. Boom dance, no gravity, we know have no gravity, no gravity, we know have no gravity, no gravity, we know have no gravity, no gravity, we know.
People wicked, some of them love to do you bad. They tripping, cause the only man I fear is God. And let them know sometime it ain't worth it. The more the negativity, the more the curses. So take it people and let me do the thing. The more we work together, you know we going.
Okay, somebody want to get inside? Let me see who that is. Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Morning. Welcome, my brother.
Now, as much as I welcome the extended hours of bars and days and all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
My question is, where are we fitting the culture into the mass, the pan, and the calypso? How are we going to use them in all these extended hours? I always had hoped for pan to take over Juve, that we get as much pan size on the road for Juve morning and not
one or two
DJ trucks.
So we're gonna have to me.
And now you go still get your work. You and Fuji, you go still get all the work in bunches, soca. What do you mean? All the go still get all the work in bunches, soca and passion and this and that and H2O and all kind of fat and all kind of thing. All a little too greedy now. No, yeah, the Juve morning thing. I'm happy this year when they had the launch of Carnival, they brought back the Muka Jumbies and the Devils and all of that.
Yeah.
So this is what I would like to see the blend of for Juve morning. The pan and the old time Carnival. The Muka Jumbies, the old mass. You understand?
I think there's a segment where that gets started from around 4 o'clock up until 6 o'clock. The old mass
I really hope there's a big effort into having the pan with the old mass run Juve and leave the electronic trucks and things for the t-shirt band and the Tuesday jam after.
But you see, the thing is, wait. The thing is with part of that is it would come at a cost, right? So now is a good time to call on like the private sector who are able to do more. You know, sponsor steel band, bring them on the road. Juve morning.
Like Santino.
Everybody has to put a hand. Everybody has to put a hand. We have to put a hand. Let us see how we can make this. Now, the next thing I want to touch on, right, is the fact that we still cannot bring back Miss Carnival. Miss Carnival could be a very big money-making show. We all see what it is to do things online. Everything online, pay-per-view, people.
Yeah.
If you have 11, 12 countries participating in Miss Carnival, you have
the viewership will go make money
those
from the
people.
viewership.
You understand? Even if you get 10% of the population, if you have an average population of 5 million people between all these countries, and you get even 50,000 out of the 5 million, 1%. You understand? Paying 20 US to pay-per-view.
For viewership, yeah.
You understand?
I see it. I see it.
We need the money, and we have to weed out the people who run in the pay-per-view in whichever organization, whether it's API, VC3, whichever one, and get the monies going into CDC so that CDC could. We need to bring back Miss Kaival. I don't know
that too comes
the back and forth.
at an extreme cost.
The back and forth. That is why we're doing the pay-per-view and market the pay-per-view. We don't have to carry it in park. We don't have to be in park.
Upfront
But
cost
it-
you're talking about, not after.
Yeah, but it don't have to be in park.
I get you. I hear you. I'm
It
saying.
could be a smaller venue, and where the production is smaller, and it's sold as a all-inclusive viewing event, right? And then the pay-per-view sales.
But I get you. I follow you. No, I'm not downplaying what you're saying. I get exactly what you're saying. Maybe
Those
it's a
are my two
discussion
things
for
I would
that.
like to see. And Soca Monarch prize and Calypso King prize should go up to $150,000 each.
$150,000 each. Where's that now?
60,000, I think, for Soca Monarch. And
Take time to kill and we go find him.
No. We ain't taking time doing nothing in this country now. Everything costing $1 billion and more. Everything costing $1 billion and more. So we ain't taking no time. The same way it could go in fire hands, let us put it in our own people's hands.
Last year it went up to 60 plus. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see.
Years ago money.
Let's wait. All right. Wait and see what is being offered this year before we start criticizing. All right, fair enough.
I feel that a change shady from being the morning DJ when you walk in. But shady rubbing off on you.
But you see, the other part, you know, next thing you hear, they say, well, boy, we're going to offer $100,000 for the grand prize money. You know, wait, you know what you are going to say? Oh, it's because of the election they are trying to bribe people. Hey, bless up yourself, my brother. Morning. Hey, we got some commercials coming up. We get ready. Sian is gonna be checking inside at about 8:30. Following Sian, we're gonna go inside. We're going down Southern Grenadines. Well, you know they had the official presentation. Okay, somebody else. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Fuji.
Good morning, welcome.
Now, I heard the guy mention about pan on the road for Jude, which is a good idea. But it's an expensive thing to put pan on the road, you know.
It is an expensive venture. It is.
Because no longer we're going to find people going to hold on pan rocks to push rocks on the road anymore like it happen.
Yeah, don't get somebody to pull that.
Right? And you got to be mobile. So it's a good idea. It used to happen years ago. And it actually stayed out because no cost to steel band.
Yeah, it is a cost. So that's why I said it would be good to hear from the private sector. I mean, those who can afford it, contribute to it. It's needed.
Yeah,
it's necessary.
But could you remember our private sector is a small amount and everybody going to the same people.
Yeah. That's the other problem now, eh?
Right? So, and I could tell you this because steel band was put out because the cost, we could not, what you were getting to pay on the road for Juve, we could not easily pay to put it back on the road.
That's monkey money. That's
You
monkey
know,
money.
so-
I mean, you have to compensate the players. You have to prepare the pans. You understand? You have to at least refreshment. You have to pay to pull. You have to pay to pull the trailer and all. It ain't easy.
The players don't get any monetary reward when they go on Juve, you know.
But as we're saying, it ain't supposed to be that. They must be compensated, my brother.
So this is the sort of a thing. And again, I hear the carnival extended to the Sunday after the Tuesday, right? And the gentleman, I was just asking myself, where the steel band fitting in these extra days?
What I mean, there's the Yulupan movement. I'm thinking that is a conversation that you can have with the Yulupan movement and find out what are the plans going forward. I mean, I'm thinking that the days are open for maybe the various steel orchestras. They could put on their own event, maybe at a community level. Let's say, for example, potential out in Kalякwa. They could utilize the whether it is the Kalякwa Square, not to show where the roads at, but there's the hard court in Kalякwa, there's the playing field. Potential could put on their own thing and check up inside there and utilize one of them days.
No, there's no more potential around. There's no more potential.
Wait.
The band is epic.
Oh, epic. Correct. Thanks.
Yes.
Thanks for the correction.
Yes.
Epic.
Yep.
Right?
So yeah, and I was asking myself now, if the carnival extend to the Sunday, will you be going on the road and could you just go on the road and play music any the other days like carnival?
No, it ain't gonna happen like that. I know South Rivers would be doing something. I know Greg's as well would be doing something at the rural level. And I mean, of course, you would have to go through the usual procedure. You're getting permission, you're getting the endorsement from CDC, you get the permission from the police and so on and so forth. So it's not a free-for-all. It ain't gonna be a free-for-all. But the days, the days are open for anybody to utilize them. So if Pan want to do something, Calypsonians can come together and do a nice little picnic somewhere. Maybe Black Point, or they go down Mountain and Calypso whole day. And one of them days, a lot of Calypso lovers will be in. You bring your ice box, you bring your coolers, you bring your picnic basket, you go on the beach and you chill. Calypso like peas.
Yeah, but Fuji, yeah, you seen that? But remember, them is working days, you know.
And plenty foreigners they about. Plenty foreigners they about.
Yeah, plenty foreigners they about. But okay, let me look at, for example, the steel band. You have guys in steel band who have the little job. What are they going to do?
All right. Well, I mean, you would have to take that into consideration. So then you pay attention to the time.
Some of the Calypso don't have the little jobs. You know, so there's a lot of things in it. It's sung good. It's sung good. But in reality, it mightn't be as good as we think.
But you see, the thing is, life is a way, in such a way where you can't please everybody and you would not get everybody to connect at the same point in time. So, whosoever will make up. That's what I say.
Yeah, let us see how it's going to work out.
Yeah, all right then. Okay then. Thank you, my buddy. We got some commercials. Let's go pay some bills when we come back. Sian will be linking us live via the telephone. All right? Right, Soca is coming July 9th. It's a Wednesday. Inside the Victoria Park. That's Annisville. It's Annisville. Wait. What did I just do? Hold on. Victoria Park, yes. Right, Soca inside the Victoria Park. Kiss the band. Full blown out of Trinidad. Keep it locked inside to Boom.
Have you ever heard about Logs Cash and Carry? Well,
let's go!
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no one that back calling me splurge. Watch me jump right off the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over. Let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. High Rune next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. High Rune next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I embark on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast, and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
washit.vc.
OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 1069.
Hey, we're getting ready to shut it down inside 9 o'clock. 1 hour remaining after that. Hey, it's kinda, I was gonna say jiggy morning, but let me leave that for the weekend now. But it's been pretty hectic this morning. See, and anytime you're ready, my brother, the lines are all yours. Don't forget, later on, we're heading out to Pier 1 from 4 o'clock. Officially, we will be kicking off our concert series. 4 o'clock, artists, DJs, lights. Good morning. Sian.
Morning,
my brother, what's up? Welcome.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Welcome.
And to Shady Inside. So, I want to go back to the discussion that I started yesterday because there was some very interesting comments.
Yes.
Not least your own. Because yesterday, one of the very first things I mentioned was that the term gerrymandering is a legitimate term. And so I never ascribed any adjective to it, whether it was good or bad, because what happens with gerrymandering is that it is legal. In terms of those who are doing it, use the law to get things done. They visualize the law and so forth, right? But the point I made very, very clear yesterday, even though not too long after I ended the call, you went off on a tangent, was that you see gerrymandering clearly, but that is not happening here. What is happening here is a situation where, because of a disaster, you have had to move individuals to get work done, and that is taking some time. That's normal, right? Now, I used a number of things. We discussed a number of things yesterday, including the transfer of Chevron to another position. And again, when you mentioned that, I drew other examples. So I drew examples of gerrymandering. I drew examples of people being moved around. I drew different examples. And one of your callers, by the way, let me thank him for explaining the whole genesis of gerrymandering. Because Jomo Thomas had come before me and done a great job, which is what he tries to do, on playing on emotions and creating emotive responses by using extreme terms and so forth, the gentleman jumped in with his subconscious bias immediately and labeled what I was discussing as whataboutism. Too blinded, unfortunately, to recognize what I had established was patterns. Common, very, very common thing, right? So that gerrymandering was common practice. It's common practice, not in St. Vincent, but wherever politics exists. The issue of moving people around. Political parties, both incumbents and opposition, whenever they're introducing new candidates, they put them in positions to get visibility and increase their engagement with the potential constituency. Again, common practice. It's not whataboutism. It's common practice. So it was shocking, to use Jomo's word, that he was ready to jump in, refer to my comment as shocking, and immediately, like you had done, ascribe an adjective suggesting that these were wrong. And so because NDP did these things that were wrong, Labour is doing them too. But when did they become wrong? So, for example, the common practice of moving someone around for visibility, which is what was done in Chevron, which is why Leacock and Cummins were made senators after the 2005 election, visibility in the parliament and so forth, which is why Jomo Thomas was made a senator in 2015 and given access to governmental arrangements to increase his visibility and his interactions in the South York community. Was it wrong then for that to happen to Jomo, or is it only wrong now because it's happening to Chevron? I remember Nigel Stevenson, the MP, making complaints that, listen, this guy who's not even elected has more access to government statutory processes than I do, and I'm the MP. Was it wrong, or was it common practice? And all I sought to establish was things happen commonly across the globe, and it's not about ascribing an adjective of being right or wrong, but because they are common. So, for example, in 2015, after Jomo lost the election, he was made Speaker of the House by the Ralph Gonsalves-led Unity Labour Party administration. And that is important because it must be kept borne in mind that the opposition opposed his candidacy by nominating their own individual for Speaker. So his election to Speaker was purely based on the support given to him by Ralph Gonsalves and the ULP. And there was so much discussion about whether or not it was proper because he had just been defeated in the elections, and that he was now going to preside over the House where the person who defeated him was an MP. But again, let's establish not whataboutism, as your caller so blindly pointed out, but rather common practice. In 1984, after Olin Denny was defeated by John Thompson North Leeward, he was made Speaker of the House by the NDP. In 1998, after Nolly McDowell was defeated by Ralph Gonsalves in the election, he was made Speaker of the House by the NDP. Again, not whataboutism, rather common practice. So, I understand the need for individuals to push a particular narrative as if these things are so abhorrent and so egregious that, according to Jomo, in other countries, you could take the government to court. Jomo, well, let's go back and take the government to court for making you senator and giving you access to institutions of government now. Of course, no. And sometimes, I'll tell you this, and he pointed out, he's my friend. And I would always remember the fact that Jomo encouraged me consistently when I told him I wanted to take a journey into the practice of the law. And we were friends before that. But sometimes I try to figure out which Jomo I'm listening to because I don't recognize him. I honestly do not recognize him. Because the absence of consistency in position, which is something that, you know, he would talk about. He would talk about his activism since a little boy. But the lack of consistency in position is not just shocking, to use his word, but very often it's disappointing. It's absolutely disappointing for someone like me who listened to Jomo, well, not as consistently anymore, but engaged Jomo to get a taste and some idea of what his activism meant and so forth back in the day. So, bro, listen, the whole idea with Chevron being put in a position of where she can engage more, give us some freedom, as chief radiographer, somebody will run Fuji common sense. How she going on the ground? You self talk about the importance of and the significance of the position. So you leave her there, and then how does she, as a candidate, someone who's expressed interest in serving up people in another capacity, when does she go on the ground to engage and interact with the people? How? When? Let's be rational and reasoned about it.
You wanna hold to that? You wanna hold to that question?
See, hold on. Let me just finish. Okay. And not rush to ascribe impropriety and talking points simply to satisfy a position. The truth of the matter is that in common practice, not just in St. Vincent and Grady, but where politics is done, a new candidate being introduced would always be given a position where they can easily access, engage with, and communicate with members of the community they intend to serve. And unlike the talking points that those who support the NDP are fostering, so as to create some doubt and question the legitimacy of an election in the event of a loss, we need to do better than that. Absolutely need to do better than that. You were saying you have a question?
No. I was asking you if you want to hold to that question that you raised as a point a while ago to justify the move, right, from radiology to housing. You want to hold to that? You sure you want to hold to that?
It's not about justifying a move.
But I mean, you can't ask. I mean, that is something that should have been thought of before. When do you get to connect with the constituents? When do you get to be on the ground? When is Grace available to be on the ground with her constituents? When, for example, Kishore Shallow, when does he get to be on the ground with his constituency in North Leeward? And he is more out than in. But he connects with his constituency. But you're saying to me,
Fuji, come on, let's do this rationally, right?
Mm-hmm.
One, Shallow, he's not more in and out, but I do admit that he's out a lot. But whenever he's in,
but he connects.
Hold on. He doesn't have a full-time position that keeps him in an administrative position in an office in St. Vincent Gradine. In the middle of the day, Kishore is in North Leeward. How does that allow? How does being the chief radiographer with a shift or with responsibilities administratively in the hospital allow for Chevron to be in the Grenadine?
How does Grace? Does Grace connect with her constituents?
Hasn't Grace also been transferred, Kishore? I mean, Fuji.
To where? Housing?
So you need.
No, I don't know. I'm asking. I don't know. I am asking.
Housing is not the only place.
No, what? I said I don't know. I am asking. How does Grace connect with her constituents?
The broader point, Fuji, without getting into the nitty-gritty specifics, the broader point that I'm making is the issue of common practice, where to allow for individuals who have full-time jobs or what have you, even when Nigel Stevenson didn't have a full-time job, he was given a parliamentary position by the opposition, again, to increase and enhance his reputation and so forth. That is common practice.
But you know.
So do you admit and agree, Fuji, that it is common practice?
What your idea of common practice and my idea might differ.
No.
Because
so according to you, it's not common practice.
I won't say that it is common practice. How does those on the opposition side connect with their constituents? So you say. So I mean, I'm happy. I'm happy that you said. I'm happy that you said the idea. Wait, hold on. I'm happy that you're the one who said the idea to remove her from radiography to housing is the intention there is for her to be able to connect with her constituents. I'm happy that you're the one who made that point.
And I'm talking about engaging, because that's not a secret. She's a candidate. She has to be on the ground.
Well, yes.
Okay. So Chevron John, for example, could have applied for a job and gotten it back, but did they allow that? No. Why? Because being a full-time teacher at Sandy Bay Secondary would not allow her to be on the ground. So what do? They made her a senator and put her in the parliament. That gives her the freedom.
No. That's after the fact, right? Well, how did she connect?
As a candidate.
That's no. She was also a candidate, but she was also a candidate in the last election. See, and how did she connect? How did she connect with constituents during the last election?
Hold on. Let me ask you a question, Fuji. If the NDP had asked Chevron to resign her job and become a senator so that she can be in parliament and be on the ground, would that have been as abhorrent and nefarious as you're making it out to be now?
No, I am not. I am just trying to understand the logic. I am just trying to understand the logic, the excuse that you're giving. I am not buying it. Because there are several other candidates, Sian, who have full-time jobs the same way from morning, early morning into night, but they're still connecting with their constituents. So I am not buying the excuse that you're giving me.
Hold on. All I'm saying to you all I'm saying to you, Fuji, which you are willfully not getting, is this. willfully. But I understand the discussion because the point I'm making is that the government or even the opposition can choose to, and it is common practice that they do choose these strategic things to increase and enhance the reputation of their candidates, to allow them to engage, to take away the structure of a full-time job and allow them to go on the ground and be there with the people who they are seeking to represent. It's absolutely common.
But you see, the thing is,
it
cannot be
practicable. It may not be practicable to do it for everyone. And that's why I say it's strategic. It's strategic. So, for example,
it can't be common practice if you're not allowed to do it for everybody. It is easier for the government to do it because if you're in the public service, they're in the authority. They have the authority to do it. What happens on the case of the opposition? They can't do it. That's all I'm saying.
They may not be able to do it for everyone, but that doesn't make it less common.
But hold on.
No.
The opposition cannot say that we want Keshaka. Because he has stepped forward to be a candidate, we want Keshaka to be given time off, or we want Keshaka to be transferred so that he can get time to be on the ground to meet with his constituents, Sian. That is the point that I'm making. So you cannot say to me it is common practice.
As a big man, you're telling people that the opposition party and the government have the same privileges. That's what you're trying to say.
Well, that is why I said it cannot be considered as common practice.
Fuji, you're mixing apples and oranges, and it's willfully. Because that's the point. The opposition can today say, I want Keshaka to be the research officer in the office of the opposition leader, which is a government job, so that he can come out of income tax and be on the ground roaming. They can do that today if they want to.
They can?
Nobody's stopping them.
So provisions are there and still receive his pay from income tax?
But he's not an income tax.
I'm just asking.
He has a different job now. They're giving him a different position, which is available to the opposition.
All right. Okay. I get you. All right. Common practice.
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Common practice. Right. Go ahead.
And so to try and create a situation to suggest that somehow this is so unheard of and unethical and so forth. We've seen it before. It happens. It continues to happen, not just as I said in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but it happens because political parties would always seek to create an advantage for their candidates. And they do that.
Especially while in government.
However, well, Fuji, again, common sense dictates that the incumbent would always have more privileges than would the opposition.
Of course.
Okay, so I mean that is not something sinister. That's common sense.
It is basic common sense.
So the same way, for example, individuals in Southleigh was between 2014 and maybe 2020 who were trying to get certain help and support could have gone to Jomo and gotten help quicker than if they went to nature.
Why?
Because
Jomo was
part of the
private.
Incumbent.
Yes,
he was part of the incumbent.
But Jomo practiced privately. Right?
What do you mean?
He is not attached to the public service.
The only reason
so it was easy for them to do that.
The only reason he could have done that, Fuji, is because he had access to institutional arrangements of the government because he was aligned to the incumbent and the government. That's the point I'm making.
Okay. All right. Okay, my buddy.
You have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Until tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
All right then.
And please, 7:20. Thank you.
Yeah. 7:20. We'll organize. All right then. Yeah, that was Sian right there. Common practice, he says. Common practice when it's only the government or the ruling party. We're gonna shut it down. Hold on the calls. Hold. I know y'all anxious. I know you all are anxious. Hold on the calls. We have some commercials. And then hold on the calls. We go pay some bills. And we come right back. I gotta remind you, I am inviting y'all to Pair 1 this afternoon, 4 o'clock. This afternoon, we're going to be out there. We're going to be kicking off our concert series. We got the artists. They're going to be coming through. The DJ is going to be there. The vibe's going to be lit. We have an after party afterwards. Following, the concert series. You can tune in live. It will be live on here as well. All right, so make sure you keep it locked. 106.9 Boom. Whether via StreamYard and so on and so forth. On Facebook. Make sure that you're tuned in. Don't miss out on it. 4 o'clock, you can come and be there with us live on the ground, live on 11 color, Pair 1 this afternoon. Boom, concert series from 4 o'clock. Hold on the calls. We take your calls when we come back inside 9 o'clock.
Vinci, feel that power. The road is calling.
Oh, let me make some noise right now for my players.
We're talking Rise Soca. The energy that lifts you. The sound that moves the crowd.
Only you alone can put fire back in the city.
This is Road Ready. Get every Fed update, every essential track, every vibe you need for the Bacchanal right here. Boomsy Masses Live. Get Road Ready with the undisputed source for the streets. Only on Boom 106.9. Don't just hear the Fet, be the Fet. OMG in the morning.
All the lines ringing, brethren. All the lines ringing, my buddy. And let me start with this one. Punch that in. Push that up. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, thanks for taking my call. I just want to highlight some dishonesty expressed by Cian Marshall on yesterday's rant. Now, Mr. Marshall spoke about the increase in constituencies by the NNDP government in 1989. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he looked at the election numbers between 84 and 89. Because you would see that the candidate in South Leeward lost a significant amount of votes to the candidate in West Eastern. Okay? And the candidate in Western lost votes to the Kingston. And he called that gerrymandering. But he failed to realize that in 2005, part of the Western George constituency was you move an arrest to East Kingston. And I hope you can see the then representative enemy. And also in North Central Windward, part of North Central was removed and put into North Windward to facilitate Montgomery Daniel retaining his seat in that election. Sian must come on the radio, and when you're trying to highlight somebody's wrong, make sure that you don't have wrong in your hole.
All right.
It is based on dishonest by him to come on the radio and make that statement yesterday.
Okay.
All right.
All right, everybody. Who else is calling? 455-1069. 451-1069. Let me try this one. Good morning.
Dr. Fuji, good morning.
Morning. Welcome.
Thank you for your warm welcome. Good morning to your listeners as well. Look, I thought I heard right yesterday, but my goodness me, today takes the cake. Now, I just want to look at what Sian refers to as common practice.
Common practice.
Look, what is happening now, and what Dr. Gonzalez has done, he has done it beginning with Julian Francis, all right, is immoral, and you can refer to it as misbehavior in public office. How could Sian tell me that it doesn't matter which party it is. It doesn't matter which party. Naturally, you try to make somebody visible in anything. But saying that you give Senator John or Israel Bruce a senatorial position to make them more visible, naturally that makes sense. But where it is different, let us look. We have 4 persons, 4 public servants who are going up as candidates. 2 on the opposition side, in the persons of Kishaka and Phil Jackson. Now we have 2 on the government side. Okay? We have Dr. Grace Walters, who was hospital administrator, and by the way, she was also relocated into another position.
Which position is that?
I can't remember, but she was also relocated. Okay? That if she wants now, she could go and spend her entire day in the constituency. So it's Chevron. And not only that, in the case of Chevron, what they have done is you have made all of government, the taxpayers' property available to Chevron that she can do as she pleases. That is highly immoral. So how, when Sian wants you to make that feel that nothing is wrong with that, that is just like giving somebody a senatorial position. That is right. Let me show you where it can go wrong. If the NDP wins the next election, which I believe they will, those 2 public servants, who have been relocated, if the NDP decides to leave them in their substantive position, because that's their substantive position, no, I bet they will cry foul. They will cry foul. Sian, you are so dishonest. Or is it that you all do not understand the way government is supposed to run? You have done the immoral thing for so long. All you think that it is institutionalized. That is not how government runs.
Okay.
And, I'm saying just before I go, you have commentators who know how government does operate. I hope they guide accordingly.
All right.
That's what it is.
Thank you, caller. Thank you, caller. Who else want to get inside? 455-1069, 451-1069. Good morning.
Good morning.
What the kids say?
So what where I do?
What?
I know when you come like that. It's like, why do?
Hey, Cherry. Shady, the man refused to take me call, brother. But I do a ninja on him, man. Yes. I saw you telling him to answer the phone. I saw you.
You calling when others are on the line, my brother. So
Shady, I see the man. Shady, I see the man.
Oh, jeez.
Morning, Fuji.
My brother. Morning.
I'm going to read something for you before I continue. Gerrymandering.
Right.
The manipulation may involve cracking or diluting the voter power of the opposing party supporters across many districts. Or packing, which means concentrating the opposition party's voting power in one district to reduce their voting power in other districts. Gerrymandering can also be used to protect incumbents. Ben Dawkins, a professor at Morgan State University, describes it as politicians picking their voters instead of voters picking their politicians. I wanted to get this part that I'm going to read here. It gives the history of what gerrymandering is, but I want to go further. It says, the term has negative connotation, and gerrymandering is almost always considered a corruption of the democratic process. Let me say that again. The term has negative connotation, and gerrymandering is almost always considered a corruption of the democratic process. You want to know what gerrymandering means? It is the political manipulation of electoral district boundaries to advantage a party, group, or socioeconomic class within the constituency.
But isn't the evidence presented before us? Over and over and over?
Well, here's something.
But I mean, he says common practice in a
Well, wait. Well, Stian put his foot, his hand, his whole body in his own mouth this morning. And then when you asked him certain questions about the powers, about how it cannot be common, because everybody cannot do it, they don't have the access to do it. He himself created proof for you.
Okay.
When he spoke about Jomo, when he spoke about moving people into different positions, and then you ask him, can the opposition do it? He said, no. Okay. Are you saying now that the opposition and the government should have the same powers?
That's the only way it could be common practice? If it's allowed for everybody
to do it? Point. So when these people with their college and university degrees come and show us really and truly education in a sense. Because you can't tell me you go to university, brother, and you don't know what common means. And you are admitting that it is not common, but still holding on that it's common, while you're giving evidence against yourself.
Where's Margaret? Margaret, what I usually don't chime in already with the what the RPA has to say about gerrymandering.
Listen. Just what I read there for you, the RPA speaks on it.
I know it does.
And let me tell you something, Fuji. If he wants to speak gerrymandering and talk about law, and I made the comment just now that when he's talking about it being legal, slavery was legal, eh?
All right. There we go.
Slavery have laws behind it, eh?
Case closed.
And slavery was a common practice. Remember that slavery was a common practice. But even Sian will tell you that slavery was wrong. Not true?
Correct.
So Sian arose called by any other name. He still arose.
Correct.
So when Sian wants to come to talk about what happened with Shavana them is not bad. Let me tell you something. But Fuji, I thought you were going this road, but you took a completely different road than the one I thought you would have taken.
Which one is that?
This is the road that I thought you would have gone when the issue of Siobhan being moved from where she was came up. Siobhan is the chief radiographer, right? Which means that most likely you don't have anybody else to step in her shoe, right? Same way if we had a clinical psychologist here, and you'll see where I'm going with this. So you're telling me when Sian comes and wants to defend, about time on the ground and so forth, first and foremost, he could never have been considered to run for any of the parties. Because that is taking away a critical person in our infrastructure, our health infrastructure in St. Vincent.
Because winning the election is more important.
There you go. Now you're talking my language. So you move a person of such great importance from a position to put them in a position to try to put you back in power. All you care about is being back in power. And guess what? If she wins her seat, you're still going to lose her. Right? And if it happens that a different party goes and decide to leave her where she is, you still lose her. You see what I'm saying?
All right, my buddy.
So that right there tells me that the Prime Minister and Ralph Gonsalves as leader of the ULP care nothing about Vincent Shan's and Vincent Shan's health. So when you move people like this, and remember, she was moved before she was called the candidate, eh?
Officially.
And officially, and remember, as they said, it's to give face to her. And I said it yesterday, and I said it before at the beginning when this thing came out. This is a slap to the face of Vincent Shan, because as Harvey said just now, you put her in place now to give her unfettered access to state resources. That right there.
To
right
connect
there
with constituents.
Brother, that right there goes against the very RPA.
Of course.
That goes against the RPA.
Can't be that blatant with it.
And that is so blatant. And as somebody said, as Harvey said, they are so accustomed to the corruption that now it feels like the norm, because guess what? They normalized it.
Common practice.
That is why it's common practice, because they normalized it. Eh? So when you take people and put them in positions like this, with this kind of power, and before I go, remember he said, and you see, he's trying to justify so much nonsense that he's talking against himself. Remember he said that when Jomo was in the position, more people were able to go to Jomo because of what? His access.
Okay.
So it's not about representation, It's not about representation. It's who you have access to and what powers you have. Where did Jomo get access or anybody else? Remember when they had opposition parties, when NDP was in office, you had constituency funds, constituency councils, all of these things. Why? And at the end of the day, the opposition could have told you they would have had funds to do stuff in their constituency, because the people are the ones who said, Fuji is who I want to represent me. And you're not giving Fuji any access to finances or state resources. But then you turn around, and go on platforms and say, what Fuji do for help the constituency. When you did not give him the resources to do so, and then you give somebody else who are not chosen by the people those said resources, and then come back and tell, well, people went to him because he access, of course, duh.
Now, you see, the thing is, even beyond gerrymandering, bribery could be thrown into the mix as well,
But there again, so why you think I was getting that? And I'm glad you said it.
Oh my God, my brother.
It took you a bit long, but you get it like you're drink
No, I got it, But I just didn't. I mean, oh God, it's like there's so many things. There's so many things that can be thrown into this. It is too blatant. It is too blatant, brethren.
COG, that is why every election was the only time I heard about Life to Live. It's the only time you heard about material coming into the country to give to people. Only time. And still, the people weren't benefiting, because at the end of the day, they go outside to spend $11 million and support with Tankwell, and they have this very thing that them right here in St. Vincent with the businesses of them. So instead, you're going to buy, you trust from the businesses of them, don't pay them, have them in debt, and then paying Tankwell all kind of millions of dollars.
All right.
Have a good one.
Okay then, my buddy. All right, hey. Oh my God, it's fiery this one, another fiery one. We're getting you ready for Vinci Mass 2025, baby. Make sure you are road ready to ensure that you are road ready. Gotta keep it locked inside to Boom 1069. We got all the action happening right here. We're kicking off our Carnival series this afternoon inside Pier 1 in Villa. Make sure that you're there. Show up and show out. And remember, Friday morning, we're turning up the morning live in studio. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Fuji.
Morning, welcome.
The name here is Aubrey Borgen, a.k.a. Rasbo.
Rasbo?
Yes, Fuji.
How you doing, my brother?
Man, I cool, I okay.
All right.
I love the exchanges. Fuji, I was a public, so I'm still a public servant. I was a public servant within the governmental system. I'm still a public servant.
Okay. Hold on, truth seeker. Hold on, truth seeker. Just hold on the line, all right? Go ahead, Raspo.
Yes, it amazes me and borders on real ignorance. Not ignorance, how we like to term it. When persons who were public servants within the system for many years and talk so many things to talk. Allow us pass this year at by both political parties. Public servants could run for general election and represent the party in the work, if so desire. Because that people will run and say, me going back so they can take all retirement or what. Several persons would
Your phone kind of breaking up though. I don't know. Maybe you need to stay in one position.
All right. You hear me clear now?
Much better, yeah.
Right. Yes. And they can't make it appear as if for instance, the opposition wins, person may not get back their work, blah, blah. The whole works. This thing is a law has been passed, which enables that individual to get his work.
Right.
Exactly. And the thing about it is, you may not go back in the particular department. In the public service orders, the civil service orders, subsequent public service orders, after they just changed the nomenclature, states that you could be, it's like being a transport to a position of equivalent state.
Correct.
Equivalent state. So I don't know why we come and whimper and cry and scream. The information is there. And we have so many gullible people in this country that they would eat anything, suck up anything, and a lot of us hear with our mouths and not with our ears. You hear what I say there? We hear with our mouths and not our ears. And we thrive on hearsay.
We listen just to respond.
Exactly. You know, it's like Fuji may say something and somebody comes and say, Fuji said it. And I say, no. Fuji did not say that. Oh, you like, you call you on Fuji's friend or X, Y, Z. You know that thing. Because we don't listen. I'm coming off very shortly. It is like our parliament. We have, you say you have parliament this. People tell you, I'm not listening to these, or I'm not listening to that, I'm not listening to that. It is for the benefit of us. It is our country.
Correct.
But we would come and say, oh, I understand such. I say, but you are home holding, listen to the parliament. So people cannot hoodwink you. And you cannot, make yourself, make a fool to yourself because nobody could trick themselves. There was a talk, and I was looking at something there, and I keep hearing about skeletons in closets. Fuji, here what happened, and I said this years ago. A lot of us have demons in our closet.
Plenty.
So we can't open the closet.
One like me.
Right. I know I had demons in my closet, but I could open it because I could control them. It is like, let me finish it now. It is like I would come down the road, have so much demons in me, after they fly out the closet and fly into me. And I come by Fuji and say, boy, Fuji, they put something in you, I got to beat this thing out here. I'm going to get out to you. But here what happening, Fuji, the demons in me now go in you.
Correct.
From me, and I trying to beat them out. This kind of thing, it's all the... you must see that. It's a fact, Yeah, Fuji, it's a fact, eh?
Yeah, it is. I am my buddy.
Exactly. Have a nice day,
Thank you. Big up Raspo. Good morning, Truth Seeker. Sorry, my buddy. My apologies. Don't cuss me like Kenson.
That's quite all right, man.
You would realize it's been a busy morning.
I love the national discourse, and once it is kept at a respectable level, we can all learn from each other.
Of course.
And having said that, I want to respond to Sion Marshall, and at least in one case, his choice of words this morning. Now, in responding to me, even though he didn't call me by name, he said that the caller who came on after Jomo.
Yeah, we know who he mean. We know who he mean.
Right. Well, Zion, he said that I blindly followed what Jomo said. Now, Sian, it is no secret that I'm visually impaired.
Hold on.
And
Wait, hold on. You are visually impaired?
Yes, I am.
That's for real?
For real.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
Yeah, I guess because we never met each other,
Right.
personally, and for you, I'm just pretty much at this moment in time just a voice on the radio. But in fact,
A
I've
voice
been
that I look
visually
forward
impaired
to
for.
hearing from on a daily basis as well.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
And I appreciate you being inside, my brother.
Well, thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank
go
you.
ahead. Go ahead. You
And
go ahead.
so I want to address this subliminal ad hominem attack on me. See, and we have to keep our level of discourse at a respectable and, I dare say, progressive stage or level, right? Just because you didn't like what I said. Now, whataboutism is not a personal attack on you. What I meant yesterday, and I'm going to reiterate, is that you attempted to justify certain actions being taken by your government, which is the incumbent, by reaching back in history and saying, what about this that the NDP did? Now, if you believe that it was wrong then, it should be wrong now. Let's not go down that road and say, well, okay, just because somebody did it, and Kenson had it right. Kenson said that at the time slavery existed, it was common practice.
Yep. It was legal.
And I would dare say, for some people, saw slavery as a moral positive, as something that was moral. But we all know after the fact that it was immoral. So if something was unethical then, as you saw it, because you would not have brought up those examples if you didn't think that there were problems with it. They were problematic. Why bring them up now to justify? And let me focus, laser focus on Union Island. There's a unique situation taking place in Union Island. It is not that we have two candidates vying for the next election. Union Island has suffered untold, unimaginable suffering as a result of the passage of Hurricane Beryl. And for any objective observer, taking someone who was trained as a radiographer in the hospital, chief radiographer, and placing them in a position of being someone who is responsible for distributing housing materials in a constituency on an island where the people are desperate to recover. And one of the fundamental questions I want to ask you, Sian, and if you're honest with yourself, you would answer this question objectively. What is the greatest need on Union Island now? It's housing. And the fact that your government took someone from a hospital position, a healthcare position, and put them in the Ministry of Housing, it's no coincidence. You could have put Chevron in any other. You could have made a lateral move and move her to any other ministry within the government. But you chose the one that exactly reflects the greatest need on Union Island.
I follow.
And you justify that by saying, oh, political parties would find any sort of opportunity to give their candidate. That is true. That is true.
But doesn't
our
make it right.
objection here is that it is an immoral and unethical move. So, Sian, if you want to have a discussion, be respectful, please.
But
I
you
can go-
know, in all fairness, I am tempted to even go further and say, in Sian's defense, I don't think him making the statement, because he did say the two callers who followed blindly after Jomo, right? So I never got that it was an attack on your physical.
Well, Fuji, I accept that, but I don't know if you're aware of it. I am trained in political science.
Okay, well, I
And
don't know that
when
either,
it
but
comes to messaging and attacking, sometimes it is done so subliminally.
Right.
It is done with such a silver tongue that sometimes you miss the forest for the trees.
And that's
the whole
fair.
meaning behind
and
it.
And that's fair.
You know?
But I honestly don't think that it was an attack on you physically, because he did say the two callers that followed.
Right.
All right.
Right. Right.
All right. So I
But-
just wanted
but
to
it
put
could
that
be-
out there in all fairness to him.
I accept that. But
All right.
could it be that he was dressing up an ad hominem attack in a way that made it seem as if it was not?
I don't.
Because Sian knows
think.
me personally. Sian knows me personally.
Um,
Well, Fuji, maybe not.
Maybe
But
not. I don't think so. I
it-
don't think
it-
he would
it-
go
it-
that
it-
low. I
it's
don't think he
something-
would go that low.
Right. It's something that jumped out at me. But
Okay.
all I'm saying is if we have to continue, I mean, we have a country to build. We have a
Yeah,
society
definitely.
to repair. And we have to respect each other, even though we disagree.
Yes,
You
sir.
know? So I
Definitely.
just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you very
Fuji.
much as well.
Blessings on you.
All right, have a
Okay.
great one. All right, you know, if there's one thing that I strive for is to keep it clean. We don't do the dirty stuff. And I think I've known Sian long enough. I mean, he would take the jabs. You understand? And like I said, even before now, it's somebody I know who don't carry feelings, and it's somebody who might argue whole day today, and then we still meet later on and we drink something and we talk and we laugh. And Sian is one of the good ones. All right, I don't think he would go that low to attack someone's physical status, the health, or anything like that. All right, I just wanted to put that out there. Hold on, because we take some. All right, so seeing that I had you holding. Good morning.
My brother.
Yes, sir.
I have to call back.
Okay, but make it quick. We have some
I will
commercials.
make it quick. And it's in answer to Mr. Arby Borgin, Rasbo. And he said something there that is misleading. I guess he may have misunderstood what was said. And as he said, some people listen with the mouth and not the ears. Nobody came on here, neither me nor Harvey came on here and said that there isn't a law in place for if a civil servant go into politics.
But I think that's common knowledge. Common knowledge. So we didn't have to touch on that.
But that's it. But he's promoting what we said. None out of the two of us ever said that if they lose, that they can't go back to their position. We were simply saying they were transferred to a different position. And if another party goes in government, they could say, okay, stay in that position. You don't have to be put back. They're not going to fire you. You're still in the system. And what we're simply saying is the fact that they put you somewhere else, and he himself talk about transfers. So it will be legal to leave them right where they are. And so you're still going to lose. The point is you are still going to lose these people from the very substantive position. Let me not use the word substantive, but the important positions that they were occupying before they were moved to these areas for political gain. That is all we're saying. So don't come on here and want to make it sound as though we are saying that if they lose, they are going to lose their job. We never said that.
No.
Have a good morning, buddy.
All right, everybody. Good. Let's go pay some bills and we come right back. Remember, Tuesday, July 1st, boy, is a nice way to relieve some stress. We go and we party inside I Love Rum. No politics, just carnival, music, vibes, entertainment. I Love Rum is coming Tuesday, July 1st inside the cruise ship terminal. Don't forget, Wednesday, July 9th, we're going to be inside Rise Soca. But let's go do this and we come right back. We take some more of your calls when we come back.
Let's go!
Boom 1069, the sound setter of radio.
Young got no money back calling me splurge. Let me jump right out the curb.
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling all. Bend that over, let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 1069.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 1069.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
For 40 years, we've refined the rhythm of beer, mastering the balance of bold and smooth, crafting flavors that echo through SVG. Between the limes and the laughter, we've carried our expertise across the Caribbean, one brew at a time, perfecting the process, deepening the craft, learning what makes beer not just tasted, but felt. And now, with all that we've learned, we bring you what's next. The next wave of refreshment, the next chapter in our story, the next taste to define a generation, not just another drink. This is the extension of who we are, the next experience, the next icon, imagined and brewed right here at home. It's not just what's next for us, it's what's next for you. It's what's beyond expectations. Own it, define it, make your mark. High Rune next. This is the extension of passion, of possibility. High Rune next. The future of beer. Made in St. Vincent and the Grenadines by the hands that have mastered the craft for 40 years.
This isn't just a run. With each step begins a new journey. A journey of determination, persistence, and self-discovery. With each step, I am back on a quest to push myself beyond expectations, beyond standards. Each stretch, a reminder of the flexibility of the human spirit. With each step, I am breaking barriers. As I push to the finish, I'm filled with pride. Not just for what I've achieved today, but for the journey that has brought me here. This isn't just a run. It's a testament to the human spirit, and I am here for it. Island Sips, beyond standards, beyond expectations, beyond water.
Meet Mom. She's not just the wake up at the crack of dawn, make breakfast and pack bags kind of mom. She also gets her fitness game on. Yeah, she's the don't let anyone forget anything kind of mom. At the same time, she's the runs her own business, closing deals kind of mom, who finds time to get down and boogie with the kids after school, remodel the house, bake cake, host dinner, and even play her favorite game at the end of the day kind of mom. So let's celebrate Mom, because to us, she's so much more.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. "85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
The sound setter of radio.
Young got no one that back calling me splurge. Why me jump right off the curb?
New year, different lane.
We gon' spin and kill everybody. And we're telling now. Bend that over. Let that breathe. Shake that.
Boom 106.9.
Hands on your knees.
Unleash the sound revolution now on Boom 106.9.
You're watching IKTV, channel 112. It's all about you.
Live Fruitaful with Fruta.
Distributed by Facey Trading SVG Limited.
OMG in the morning.
Song the horn. Hey, unlock your future with land ownership. Now is the time to take a leap and secure assets for your future. The First National Bank Land Loan Campaign offers no deposit, convenient repayment terms, a pre-approved credit card, and legal fees are covered. Call 455-7000 or email campaigns@1nbslu.com for more information. Terms and conditions apply. Follow on Facebook and Instagram at First National Bank SLU for a chance to win prizes. Let me do one more. BC Entertainment provides 360 photography and videography services for marketing in real estate, tourism, and property management. These services include virtual tours that allow clients to view properties remotely in detail. This offering is suitable for real estate agents, hoteliers, property managers, and tourism professionals. Event and venue coverage is also available. To inquire, call 784-494-4399. BC Entertainment Visual Marketing Solutions. We're going inside. Oh my God, the line's still ringing. We got Pastor already lining up to get inside with us. I might facilitate one or two calls following our discussion with Pastor Richards, all right? I won't want to disrespect the time and entertain the calls because I know it might go way more than a minute or two. So let's do this one. Take some from the gravy train. Then we bring Pastor Richards forward. And then before we wrap up, we take an extra 5 minutes and we facilitate. All right? Keep it locked inside. Boom 1069.
Hey. Song the horn. Hey. Song the horn. This election, I don't care who call me to face. I campaigning to get a gravy trade space. I out in my red, I even paint in the street. Hotting up the head of some them Calypsonians and meat. And bitch tell me who put me so down dead already. It's will make them wicked pirates have the train hijack. I making him laugh, I must be a comedy. Give him 6 reasons why we should vote them back. I say reason number 1. If you see me, us in my brain, I can't find a reason, I feel shame. But you know the conductor will love to explain. It's 24 years, he conducting the train. Happy jobs, if I borrow them fellas' brain. They riding high, and we can't sustain. He said, and I quote, if you put them back there again, no more gravy left on the gravy train. Song the horn, choo-choo. Song the horn, choo-choo. Ebony call me bandit, well that nearly start a brawl.
I know that was coming. Sorry.
That is on the vault. That is on the vault. That is on the vault.
Shady, best bet. As soon as we finish with Pastor, bring Pastor forward in the meantime.
Fiji requested it.
Oh, jeez. I'm gonna also request the man sick as soon as we finish. All right, good. Okay, so Pastor Richards is backstage. Bring him forward. Go ahead and bring him forward. Oh my God, it's fiery up inside here this morning. Let me do that.
Let's check in with the data and look at things with a wider lens. Pastor Richards on OMG.
Pastor Richards, good morning. How are you doing?
Man, I good. Give God thanks and praise. Good morning to you. Good morning to SVG, and good morning to all of our listeners in Boom. I trust that all is relatively well. I have to give my apologies for yesterday. I was on the go. I sent in a message. I think you guys must have.
Yeah, we got it. Apology accepted as well.
Okay.
I always look forward to hearing from you.
Busy period. Well, thank you. You're one of those that do that. Listen, I wanted yesterday, actually, I really wanted to come in because there's something Jomo said that kind of intrigued me. Maybe that's water under the bridge now. Maybe, let me think. I'll just say a couple sentences on that and move on to something else. But Jomo, and I won't be quoting him exactly, because the time yesterday was fresh in my mind. Let me try to see if I could rehash something that he said about the your love for country versus your love for party. I think you might have recalled that, Fugitive. He said something about love for country, and he juxtaposed that with love for party. And when we talk about love for party, I don't know that a lot of people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines are impartial or sitting on the fence. Shady, if you're still there, pull on the music. Let me think this through. Yeah, I really don't. I don't get the impression that a lot of people are sitting on the fence. I hear the NDP. People saying that they got the lion's share of the popular vote. Judging from the last election, they got a few more votes than the incumbent party, the Unity Labour Party. So, they consider that they have a good reservoir of support, the NDP. Likewise, the Labour Party, United ULP, United Labour Party administration, brags and posts about their crowds at all of their events. And you see pictures of what sometimes they call a sea of red. I hear that trying to indicate that we got our people. One of their songs the other day, I think it was Skinny Fabulous, I may be wrong, but they had a song Family, indicating. Who was that?
No, I said there are several of them, but that recent one you're responding, that you're referring.
Yeah,
that's Skinny.
Yeah. I hear the ULP with the narrative that we are family. That's what they say about themselves. We are family, and indicating loyalty and commitment and steadfastness, maybe even to the sense of almost fealty. Although I won't put it there. Well, maybe in some instances, but not in all. But you get the picture. What I'm saying is that on the NDP side, they're like, we got our people, we got our crowd. And it's a good crowd, they say. And even if you don't see us show up when there is big events or when we put our events, even if you take pictures of and try to make a mockery of the crowd and say it's a small crowd, we have our people. They're convinced, the NDP, they're convinced they have the people lined up, and the ULP likewise are convinced that they have their people lined up. And to me, that's a picture of, if it is not, let me use the word tribal intent, in the sense that loyal to the tribe and commitment to the tribe and steadfastness. Not that you kiss a ring, but the same level of commitment to your party is there, so that come what may, I'm a party. And for that reason, and hear me out, okay? For that reason, you find that the line is drawn, and you can expect, once people have chosen their tribe, that they're going to be very defensive of their tribe, that they're going to promote their tribe, that their narrative is going to be very positive about their tribe, whether it's the red or yellow, they're going to be. So I expect that people who are on the ULP side to be very defensive. And when I say defensive, they're going to argue well for their party. They are going to be apologists, not to say they're apologizing in the accepted term of the word apologizing, but they're going to be apologists and maybe even sophists for their party. So they're able to explain absolutely any and everything and present a very good light, present the party in a good light. And I've heard some of them, and they're excellent at what they do in terms of sophistry and being an apologist for the party. And likewise, maybe not to likewise the NDP, also they do have surrogates and others who they're for the party, and it, they're for the party. So as I listened to Jomo's statement yesterday, I don't know, how do I say this? I don't know that there are a lot of people, and maybe somebody could convince me that I'm wrong, but I know that there are a lot of people in St. Vincent who are still sitting on the fence. I really don't know that there are a number of people in St. Vincent who are so independent that maybe in this season they might be for NDP, but in the next season they might be for ULP and vice versa. I don't know that. I don't feel it. And Fugitive, I don't know if you see that, but I think a lot of people have had their minds made up.
There's still a selected few undecided ones.
I don't think it's that many.
Nah, definitely not the majority.
I think love for party is a thing. And despite what Jomo is trying to indicate, and I know where he was coming from, I felt where he was coming from, and I'm sympathetic towards what his statements, meaning that I feel the vibe. But I think love for party is an existing thing here in St. Vincent, and loyalty to party. And I don't know, when you examine the statement on its merit, putting country before party or love of country versus love of party, I think it will fall apart. I don't even think that the ideas are as binary as that. And I think that for those who love the ULP, or for those who love the NDP, they can make quite an argument that you could do both. That is not some kind of dichotomy, is not some kind of one or the other. You could love your country and love your party. Let me say that again. You could love your country and love your party, and in fact, maybe one drives the other. Maybe if your love for country is so great, it forces you, follow me. Maybe it is because your love of country is so great, why it basically imposes upon you to make a choice of a party. And because you love your country, you examine, not that any one party is the embodiment of excellence or the embodiment of perfection. Now, that's naive thinking. That is real naive thinking, to think that ULP checks all of the boxes. That's nonsense. Or to think that NDP will check all of the boxes. Come on, what do you think? So I don't, that level of naivety of thinking, boy, something is wrong with this party or something is wrong with that party. So no, they both have their faults. They both do. Some of them very glaring. And where ULP is strong, NDP might be weak. Where NDP is strong, ULP might be weak. Where NDP knocks the ball out the park, ULP might just be taking singles, and vice versa. So this whole notion that one party is the modicum and the embodiment of perfection of what we need for St. Vincent, that is just foolhardy. Like I've said time and time again, you've got to make decisions in the margin, whether it is in the margin of philosophy, core philosophy, or it is in the margin of foreign policy, or it is in the margin of infrastructural development, or something. There are so many different ways in which you calculate one or the other. It's in the margin of our foreign partnership, where it's in the margin of how we're going to develop our economic plan, whether it's going to be for CBI or it's going to be against CBI. All of these things are decisions made in the margin. And on some of them, ULP will have the advantage. You all know that. And on some of them, NDP will have the advantage. You all know that. So let us that's true. Let us get away from the naive arguments that is one or nothing. And when people make decisions like this, my fellow Vincentians, on that basis, you love your party, acknowledging that the party itself has issues. You love your party, and this is the nature of love. You love your party, acknowledging that maybe even some of the prime movers within the party have things you disagree with, things you don't sit well with you. You can still love your party. You understand that? You could still love your party when you have major issues with it, because or with people within that party. You can still love your party, because at the end of the day, you're not holding to a party. You're not committed to a party. You are not faithful to a party on the basis of whether leadership of the party checks the box of perfection, or other people within the party meet all of the standard. That no. At the end of the day, and I think I did this on a program a couple of weeks ago, I said at the end of the day, what people are going to make the decision on is I hope on the basis of party do you think has the edge in leading this country into a preferred future. I'm not saying that one can do it and the other absolutely can't. I'm just saying in a race, two people are going to finish the race, but they finish at different times, different abilities. Okay, so you make the assessment, and this is basically a two-party state. It's NDP and ULP. And I'm not saying one or the other is a dole. It can't. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that one or the other has a little bit of an edge. And because you love your country, and you love your party, you're still going to look, those who are independent particularly, are still going to look at which party, in their opinion, has a little bit of an edge over the other. You're not dissing the other party. You're not putting on the other party. In fact, you're probably acknowledging that the other party has some real good people running for them and some real quality, and you admit that. But it's not a dismissive thing. It's not a put down thing. It is just that, man, I think this party here has the edge, and because I love my country, I will do all I can to support this party. So to Jomo's statement that, which I think was a little bit of in the binary nature, love your country and not your party, and maybe that's not what he intended. I could see that you could tweet that, love your party because you love your country, and because you want the best for your country, you are going to argue and advocate for whichever party you think will bring the best to your beloved country. That's what I wanted to say to in response yesterday. The other matter that I wanted to talk about, which was education, I will pick that up at another time. And I hope my comments today were very helpful. I think the politics have become too divisive, and it's kind of too much of a put down. In order to lift up one, you have to put down the other. And I don't know why we think this scorched earth kind of thinking. I mean, I don't know where we get it from, that in order to elevate oneself or in order to elevate one party, you have to beat down the other. That's absolutely unnecessary. And I don't like that thinking, because at the end of the day, we are all Vincentian. Let us elevate each other, even when they're on opposite side. Let us elevate each other. But remember this, that you still can choose a preference for one party, because not that the other one stinks up the joint, but that you think that the one has a little bit of an edge over the other. You still want to promote the good in the other, because you love your country and you love Vincentians and you want to lift us all. We never lift a country by putting down those who are against us. We never lift a country by putting down those who are not on our side. We lift a country by lifting us all. All right, that's my commentary for today.
All right. Thank you, Pastor Al. I was just about to say amen, hallelujah.
Boy, you're not easy.
Thank you, Pastor Richards.
All right, take care.
All right, take care. All right. Pastor Richards wrapping it up there for us this morning. And I get where he's coming from. I get where he's coming from, and I do think that a lot of people make their decision because of the love they have for our country. I think they decide which party is the better one of the two to do better, a much better job at further developing, taking the country forward. So that is the party that you would show love to, because you love St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You love your country. So you love the party that would represent for country. All of us. All right? Not just some, and I agree with the last statement. If you truly love St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that shouldn't mean because you support one party or you support the policies of one party, you should always be beating down on the other. There's just a time when you highlight certain things that is affecting the country that you love. You highlight these things, and for some people, it is an attack on the party that they love. It's by, I guess, coincidentally, the party that you love is the one responsible for treating the country that we love so badly. Hence the reason why you don't show as much love to that party that is responsible. You show love to the other party who you think would do a much better job at representing for the country that you love. We're going to end it there. And y'all don't miss a beat, boy. Somebody still want to get inside. Good morning.
Yeah. You always leave the best for last.
Leave the best.
Good morning. Yeah. Leave the best for last.
Morning, my brother. Morning.
Morning. Listen, man. Mm-hmm. Let me go somewhere wait a little bit more quiet because them vehicles are driving up and down. Wait, hold on. Mm-hmm. Doc said I gotta get Doc some ranks this morning. Mm-hmm. He said a few things that I really love. Doc, if you're listening still, buddy, is your part done? Never mind me use how we will take off here. Mm-hmm. But I had to give you props when you deserve it.
Right.
Anyway, Doc said some stuff there just now about, you got to understand this game of politics, right, Fuji? Mm-hmm. You have what you see. There's a reason with this colorism that we created. That is what has made us divide. Long ago, when they had the same two, you had PPP and you had Labour. Mm-hmm. And, the next 31st week before election, after that, everybody sweet again. Everybody vote for who they want, mm-hmm. Everybody come back sweet. But you see this yellow and red, people afraid to wear red and people afraid to wear yellow because it signifies you aligning with a particular party. But Doc said something. It's country before party. And I want more people to start looking at that. I don't care which government is in power. Country before party. Mm-hmm. I feel, let me tell you something. You say heard me on this radio station before, Fuji. I ain't aligned with no party. If I think one party's got better policies to carry the country for me, it's about St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It ain't about party.
Correct.
Because
that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
That's how it should be. If the NDP wins and they start to put around, I'm going to lick them.
It's the same way. At the end of the day, brethren, all we want is the betterment for St. Vincent and the Grenadines, That is it.
Exactly.
That is it.
Exactly. But before let me cut it short. Before we go, I'm going to take the conversation in a little bit of a different direction. Mm-hmm. Something came to me yesterday, which I'm pretty well peeved about. Mm-hmm. And they probably didn't cabinet this morning. They go, hey, because it's listening. They go, hey, me. Anyway, a few years ago, I was one of the strongest opponents of what happened in Diamond with Mr. John when he got shot on his own property and nothing came out of this. I'm going to resurrect it. Mm-hmm. We can't forget this. Now, the young lady that was involved was a former senator. And I understand that her name, and I warned the ULP already, if all you bring she back. Mm-hmm. If it's 20 years from now and I'm alive, all in problem.
What do you mean what? Why?
No, I
It sounds like you're referring to Ashel.
Well, Ashel, because here's a young lady putting herself up. I understand they ain't think she yet, but I understand she's going around South Windward because she's still hoping to get elected.
Well, I think they still have about 3 of them running around. There's Rodan, there's Daisley, and we heard that Ashel has been brought into the mix as well.
Well, if you notice what's going on now, Fuji, with a lot of political parties around the world, we are very sympathetic to women compared to men. And we always talk about young this and young that, and nothing wrong with involving young people. But when you can get involved in a criminal act that nothing came out of, I don't care how smart you are, how bright you are, and which party you are aligned to. I am telling you, and I warned the ULP already, guys, not bring she back when I'm along.
But you're saying that you heard something yesterday. You're gonna share what you heard? Can I ask you?
I understand. No, what I heard is that she's underground because she's still vying to get the position to run in South Windward. But
South Windward, right?
I want to tell the people of South Windward. I got plenty family up there, and I want to remind the people of South Windward. If she is the chosen person to run in that constituency, all in the world is supposed to put all the votes. You understand?
I hear you, everybody.
I'm totally against it. I know. I'm totally against it for all the right reasons.
I guess it's to me it sounds like a great way to start tomorrow morning, though.
tomorrow.
I'm just saying. All right.
Yeah.
So let me see what I find out during the day today. All right then.
Before you go, I ain't letting this one here go. Just like I would never let go them vaccine. I ain't letting go them 2 issues there.
All right then. All right then, everybody.
All right.
Okay then, have a good one.
You too.
All right then. Ready? Give me the man sick before we go. I can't take when I leave here. I can't take the licking when I go outside. Remember, we can't let them go away with the thought that it's an NDP thing and this and that, we one-sided and we showing bias and hey, Mario comments said just now and school picnic say is enough Spanish names popping up in that constituency. We mean Spanish names popping up in that constituency. Jambons, you go share some information tomorrow, Jambons. You find it? So where you doing it? Shady, you only compounding what people thinking when they say you can't find it. Boy, oh my God. Jeez. Take another minute and search, because next thing they say we orchestrated and we one-sided and we showing bias. And it's fugitive because they're gonna say if Bing was inside there, you wanna get it. But because fugitive they're inside there, you ain't want. Boy, listen. You think we easy? 11 minutes. I gotta remind you before we shut it down. I know extra time and all. Later on, 4 o'clock, we're gonna be linking up inside Pier 1 in Villa. The official kickoff, the official jump off to our Carnival concert series. Make sure you come out and have a vibe with us. We're gonna be up there. Come and make a link. Have a nice time, man. Be entertained by the DJs and the artists who gonna be there performing. Alright, as we build the vibes leading up to Vincy Mas. Alright, remember Friday morning we're gonna be in studio, but we got the energy. The concert series in studio on Friday morning. Big up to all the sponsors on board for that already. Alright then, we got the stage, we got the lights, we got the trussing and everything, smoke screen and all them things. Effects, no pyro. No pyro, the pyro would be live on air. All right, we got the artists. They're going to be coming in interviews, giveaways, a lot of niceness. Just to ensure that you're road ready. Vincy Mass 2025 inside the Boom C Mass. All right? Any luck?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We're going to be leaving you with this one. Peace out, enough love. We're going to take good care of yourselves. We're leaving you with this one from Man Sick.
OMG in the morning.
You said time for me to go home, lie down and rest me bone. But I already said this whole boss won't leave an unfinished task. After all the good I do for the people, they want me to pack up and go. Sometimes I wonder if they insane or they just love to call up me name. I came here 2001 and inherited a bad hand, and I do everything to make it look nice. Now we're living in paradise, so we should be glad and fly our flag. And thank God for what we have. SVG has gone a long way, but some never have nothing good to say. SVG has gone a long way, but some never have nothing good to say. When I started the AIA, they had nothing good to say. The Nelson Mandela Highway, they had nothing good to say. So I asked the Father to guide and protect me along the way. I repair all the police station and give them revolution in education. Some say I will never build a bridge over the dry river. Now Michelle and Drew's gone her blessed way. Still they have nothing good to say. So James told me down Guanans Bay, they never have nothing good to say.
Mario, we keeping it fair and balanced. Alright? So the memo that you went out there and you wrote, you could go tear it up and throw it in the bin. We keeping it fair and balanced. Right? Hey, shout out to those of you still inside, still listen. Man sick. Nothing good to say, boy. Watch a tune. It sounds like one to go in and do. I'm just saying. Not today though, not today, of course, we out. Anyways, until tomorrow, all right? Enjoy what's left of your day today. Be safe and be responsible. Upstage Calypso tent is on tonight. All right? Upstage Calypso tent graduates. Who's on Thursday again? It's Anto. Graduates is Tuesday night. Anto is on Thursday night. All right, so go on out, represent. Tomorrow morning, we're back on the inside right here. Boom, 1069, OMG in the morning. Shady and Fugitive, we're signing out.
OMG in the morning, lighting up SVG on Boom 1069.
Yeah. Turn me up. Yes. Big car.